Ang problema, hindi tubig, kundi yung governance ng tubig.
Meron ba kayong opinion ukol sa pagkakaroon ng isang Central Water Agency or regulatory body? Siguro, Mr. Ordonez, meron po ba kayong opinion?
Opo, alam po ninyo, inatasan ako ni President Duterte, maging Secretary General, ng legislative, executive, at private sector. Ako po ay private sector, ngunit ako ay ginawang Secretary General. At nung nangyari ito, gumawa kami ng 7 pre-summits sa Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. At nakita namin, nung sinabi namin kay President Duterte, ng ADB study of 2013 and 2016, ang problema hindi tubig, kundi yung governance ng tubig. Dahil doon, meron kaming 7 volumes authored by a UPLB dean per volume. Meron kaming grupong ginawa. Ngunit, nung nakita namin na makakaroon na ng Department of Water, sinabi namin, tuloy natin ito, pero mabagal, kaya gumawa kami ng movement. Ang movement po namin ay Movement for Water Security. Kami aligned to the Asia Water Forum. Ang Pangulo noon ay Prime Minister ng Japan formerly. Pumunta kami, inibita ko ni President Duterte, pumunta sa Japan. Ito po yung conclusion nito, no? Ito po, sasabihin ko sa iyo, 3 documents, no? Each of the 7 sectors may libro. In each sector, may problema. And each sector belongs to one department. But because nobody, ulitin natin, nobody is in charge, nakakagulo. And because of this, Senator Poe, Senator Tolentino, and Senator Bato, because of this, we find that this motion to have the unified body is imperative. In that meeting at 4 a.m. with President Duterte and Senator Bongo, where the 2 of them were there, President Duterte said he would do it. And now we've reached to this point, and we want it to happen. Therefore, we're in full support because of all these recommendations in 7 volumes. The one thing that's needed is what ADB said. The problem is not connecting water here and there. The problem is that no one is in charge. When no one is in charge, nakakagulo. So even the discussion today about Manila Water, etc., Kaliwa Dam, ang gulo-gulo because no one is in charge. Therefore, the Department of Water of Senator Tolentino and the Commission of Senator Drilon, that must be done quickly. And if you do not do it, we the movement say, let the President, Senator Bongo knows this, let the President sign the executive order so that there is something to move already, because while we wait for law, the executive order is on his desk. If it signs that, many things can happen. Yun po ang recommendation namin. The most important thing is a unified body, whether it's the Department of Senator Tolentino or the Commission of Senator Drilon. I'm going to be in every TWG because I have the unique experience of looking at 7 books in 7 summits. So I look forward to that, Senator Poe.
Mr. Ordonez, you are, this is an NGO that you're heading? Or?
No, I'm heading a movement which is composed of not NGOs but POs. POs are farmers, fisherfolk, of course it has Rotary Club, etc.
So an advocacy group that actually coordinated and met already with the President, you were saying?
Yes, it started with the group of people's organizations, but now it is broadened to include Rotary, Boy Scouts, etc.
Okay.
It's a big movement.
Another quick question before I give the floor to Senator Bongo, who I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Senator Bongo and Senator Bato de la Rosa. Thank you, sirs, for your presence today. My question is, the long and short of your proposal, you believe in having a central water agency, correct?
Yes, and we have
regulatory
7 books.
body. So it is of your opinion, your group, that we cannot merely strengthen the mandate of the MWSS at present.
Absolutely, Senator Poe.
So we need a separate body.
Yes, and we're backed up by 7 volumes done by UPLB deans.
Okay,
yes.
thank you. That is noted, sir.
Thank you.
Senator Bongo will give a brief opening statement.
Good morning, Madam Chair, my distinguished colleagues. Good morning to all of you. Sa simula pa lang ng termino ni Pangulong Duterte, wala na siyang ibang inatupag kundi ang mabigyan ng magandang buhay ang sambayan ng Pilipino, Marami tayong nakita at marami tayong naranasang magagandang pagbabago sa ating bansa. Ngunit hindi lubusang makamit ng Pangulo ang lahat ng kanyang mahangarin dahil may malaking puwersang humahadlang sa kanya ang ilan sa mga mayayaman at makapangyarihang personalidad sa ating lipunan. For decades, these rich and powerful oligarchs are buying and influencing their way to corner the juiciest and the most lucrative sectors of our economy. Okay lang po sana kung napapalitan nito ng maayos at dekalidad na serbisyo para sa taong bayan. Subalit tila pinagatasan, pinapahirapan at inuuto pa nila ang mamamayan at ang pamahalaan. Mga kababayan, ilan po ito sa mga ginagawa. Ginigipit nila ang mamamayan gamit ang tubig, isang bagay na kailangan natin upang mabuhay at ginagamit natin araw-araw sa marami at mahalagang mga gawain. Wala nga namang magawa ang mga tao kundi sumunod sa dikta ng mga water company na ito, dahil kapag pinutol nilang linya ng tubig, para na rin tayong kinitilan ng buhay. Papansin ko lang po, hindi masyado interesado yung mamamayan kung ano po yung nakasaad doon sa kontrata, dahil para sa kanila, mabigyan lang po sila ng maayos na serbisyo mula sa mga kumpanyang ito. Dahil napaka-importante po sa atin araw-araw, yung tubig na iniinom, makaligo tayo ng maayos, at minsan kulang na tayo sa oras. Pagising natin sa umaga, kung kailangan pa tayong mag-igib, hanggang gabi, uuwi sila ng bahay, kailangan na lang nila magpahinga, ubos na po ang oras nila. Mabuti na lang po at meron tayong Pangulo na may tapang at malasakit. Hindi siya pumayag at kailanman ay hindi siya papayag na tahasang abusuhin ng mayayaman ang taong bayan. Kaya rin po ay nagsalita ang inyong lingkod dito sa Senado noong Lunes tungkol sa isyong ito. At tulad ng sinabi ko, kung babagsak ang Pangulo dahil sa pagbangga niya sa mga makapangyarihang kumpanya at sa mga pamilyang nasa likod nito, sasamahan ko po siya, taas noo po kaming uwi ng Davao, dahil alam namin ang pinaglalaban namin ang kapakanan ng mga Pilipino. Pero matanong ko rin po sa mga bumabati ko sa pamalang Duterte, bakit tahimik kayo ngayon at ito, klarong pinagsasamantalahan ng tao? Di ba importante sa inyo ang tubig na araw-araw na pangangailangan ng tao? Mas importante ba sa inyo na hanapan ng mali ang administrasyon? Apparently, Manila Water and Maynilad are aware that the President is not one to back down in any fight. Their managements have reportedly sent letters to Malacanang explaining their side and declared willingness to defer their schedule rate increases. The MWSS, which is the government agency tasked to oversee, supervise, and regulate these two water concessionaires, has already announced the cancellation of its 2009 resolution authorizing the extension of the concession agreements with the Manila Water and Maynilad. Pwede pala i-waive. Bakit kailangan pang hintayin natin magalit ang Pangulo at kailangan pa natin pag-usapan rito kung pwede naman po itong gawin pala. The issues have not been resolved, however. We will not be misled by press releases, diversionary measures, and delaying tactics. There must be a thorough and expeditious investigation on the matter at hand. The onerous, lopsided, selfish contracts, those who are involved in these anomalies must be held accountable. The unjust provisions of the contracts must be dealt with properly. If proven to be totally unfair, the contracts must be quashed. Kilala ko po ang Pangulo, handa siyang humarap upang pag-usapan ang anumang problema, ngunit wala siyang patawad po kung ang bayan na po ang niloloko. Kailangang ilabas ang buong katotohanan, karapatan ng publikong malaman ang totoong nangyari, sino po ang mga naging bahagi sa paggawa ng mga kontrata, Bakit ba hinayaang ipasok ang mga probisyong hindi katanggap-tanggap? May mga nagbayad ba? May mga nabayaran ba? Ilan lamang ito sa mga tanong na dapat masagot. I will take an active role in these investigations because this must never happen again. Government officials must always serve the interests of the people and never collude with the rich few in oppressing the masses. Babala po ito sa iba pang mga kumpanya, hindi namin kayo hahayaang lokohin at apihin ang mga Pilipino. Gusto ko lang din po ipaalam sa mga nakikinig ngayon, lalong-lalo na po sa hindi nakakilala sa Pangulo, hindi po siya anti-business. In fact, you can check this yourselves. Nung mayor pa po siya ng Davao City, ayaw niyang nahihirapan ang mga negosyante at mga kumpanya sa pagkuha ng business permits galing sa local government. At inatasan nga niya ang DTI na dapat 3 araw o sa loob ng 1 buwan, huwag po patulugin ang mga papeles sa lamesa para maiwasan ang korupsyon. Pero sinasabi ko rin po sa inyo ngayon, mas lalong ayaw ng Pangulo na nahihirapan ang ordinaryong mamamayan. Kaya kayong malalaking kumpanya, huwag naman po sana pera lang at kita lang inisip ninyo. Lumaki at lumago kayo dahil sa tinangkilik ng mga Pilipino ang inyong mga produkto at serbisyo. Tratuhin ninyo sila ng maayos at igalang ang kanilang mga karapatan. Marami na rin kinikita ang ninyo sa iba't ibang kumpanya at negosyo. Sana huwag naman kayong maging ganid sa mga basic necessities tulad ng tubig. Dahil ang tubig, napaka-importante sa tao. Alam nyo, up to the last centavo, up to the last peso po, ay importante po yan sa mga ordinaryong mamamayan. Pati ba ang piso para sa tubig na pagmamayari naman ng lahat ay pinagkakitaan pa? Bawat piso pinagpapawisan yan ng Pilipino. Kaya sana, maawa naman tayo sa kanila, ibigay natin sa tao ang serbisyong dapat sa kanila. Pagkakitaan nyo na lang po ang mga katulad ninyong mayayaman, huwag naman po ang mga mahirap. Walang pagkakaiba sa pagnanakaw ang panggigiit sa mga naghihikahakos sa buhay. Huwag kayong maghari-arian dito sa ating bansa. Sumunod tayo sa gobyerno at wala naman pong ibang hangarin ng ating Pangulo, kundi interes po ng bawat Pilipino. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Senator Bongo. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Senator Sherwin Gatchalian and Senator Coco Pimentel. Senator Tolentino has some additional questions or manifestation.
Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair. Napakaganda po yung illustration kanina, kaya tinanong ko kung ito po ba ay sa totoong buhay o analogy lang ng sagot ni Ginoong Almendras ay illustration. Yung pinakita niya po si Delpin ang may-ari, siya ang gobyerno, si Cardo ang MWSS, si Romina ang water concessionaires. Ang nakalimutan po natin dito, yung muka ng mga dormers na nangungupahan, yun po yung taong bayan. Yung mga nagdo-dorm po, kapag sila ay nagreklamo na tumutulo yung bubong, pagbagyo at tag-ulan, tumutulo ang kisame, sa pangkasulukuyang concession agreements, meron hong 24 hours mahigit pa bago magresponde si Romina para i-repair yung bubong. Basa na po yung mga libro, mga aklat ng ating mga dormers na nangungupahan bago pa makapag-aral, bago pa mag-repair ng bubong si Romina. Kung sakali naman po, si Romina ay hihingi ng increase ng buwanang upa sa dorm na pinagawa niya. Sang-ayon sa illustration ni Ginoong Almendras, ay meron pong 30 days. Yung 30 days pong yon, kung merong meeting of the minds o wala, automatic approve po yung singil sa pangungupa ng mga dormer. Paano na po yung mga magulang nila? Hindi alam, tumaas na po yung kanilang babayaran buwan-buwan. Nangungupahan lang po sila sa University Belt, kung saan man yung dorm na illustration ni Mr. Almendras. Ito po ay onerous. Itutuloy ko pa ho yung kwento. Kung sakali pong pakatapos ng agreement ay masira yung dorm na pinagawa ni Romina, ang sasagot po noon ay yung mga dormers, yung mga nangungupahan. Wala pong aalalahanin yung concessionaire na si Romina dahil sagot po ito ng mga dormers, maging yung buwis na babayaran ni Romina ay sagot ng mga nangungupahan. Ay saan ka naman nakakita ng isang nag-aaral na estudyante na nangungupahan, sasagutin mo yung buwis ng iyong landlord o landlady? Ay mabigat na po yan. Panglima, kung sakali pong merong remedial measures, ganun din po yung sa concession agreement. Nasira po yung dorm. Kanina, lindol yung pinag-usapan. Remedial measures will only be instituted under the concession agreement after a period of 60 days. Kung ito po ay malaking tubo, ay talagang wala na hong tubig sa Marikaban o sa Malibay. So kung nasira yung bubungan, nasira yung hagdanan, 60 days pa yung remedial measures. At hindi lang po ganyan. Hindi pa ho tapos yung kontrata, in-extend pa yung contract ni Romina kay Cardo. Sa ayaw at sa gusto ng dormer na sambayanang Pilipino, in-extend pa hanggang 2037. If we are going to extend again the analogy, nag-away si Romina at yung mga dormer, naghabla sa barangay, nakarating sa municipal trial court, lahat ng ginastos doon ng abogado, kung sino man, nag-restaurant, kung ano pa man, ay sasagutin ng mga dormer. Sino yung dormer? Ang sambayanang Pilipino. At i-extend pa ho natin. Kung atin pa hong i-extend ito, pagkatapos ng kontrata, kung ano man ang nasira, bayad uli si dormer. So ito po yung sinasabi ko. Napakaganda nung kaninang analogy ni Ginoong Almendras, but I offered a counter analogy. It is really onerous, burdensome to the dormers. The dormers represent the Filipino people. Romina represents the water concessionaires. Wala na hong magawa si Cardo, si MWSS. Lalo pa ho si Delpin. Kung kaya nga po, very timely po ito, nauungkat, para maiayos naman po natin, yung nabanggit ko kanina, that Romina should be compassionate. Nakatulong po kayo na extend 20 years, nagawa yung bahay na nagiba ng lindol, pero tumulong din po kayo dun sa mga nangungupahan, yung sambayanang Pilipino. That's why I joined the call. If this is going to be a reformation of contract, if this is going to be, I heard a cancellation of contract coming from the side of MWSS. Yesterday, I heard news coming from Maynila and Manila Water that they are going to forgo the arbitration ruling giving an award of more than 11 billion pesos. Dapat po siguro yung pagkakasundo nito, maiayos natin yung kalagayan ng mga dormers. Hindi po sila maaakyat bahay habang sila ay nangungupahan, hindi sila mananakawan, at hindi na rin po sila dapat mabigyan ng mabigat na penalty dahil nangungupahan lang po sila, umaasa po sila habang nandun sila sa dorm ay maganda yung kanilang kalagayan. Yun lamang po ay yung sagot ko kay Ginoong Almendras. We have gone into an analogy conversation, but I hope that input can serve this committee well, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Senator Tolentino. Para hindi rin tayo malihis dito sa ating pagdinig, ito yung mga nais natin sagutin, ha? Yung una nga, yung pagkakaroon ng isang sentrong ahensya na mamamahala sa maayos na pagdaloy ng tubig sa gripo ng ating mga kababayan. At pangalawa, para malaman ano na ba ang magiging sitwasyon natin sa mga darating na araw, para hindi naman mapigil yung ating ang daloy ng tubig sa ating mga bahay at sa mga tanggapan? At pangatlo, sino ba ang talagang nagkaroon ng sala rin sa gobyerno kung meron ngang mga pagkakamali dito sa ating mga kontrata na dapat ay nandito para mag-eksplika bakit natin pinasok ito sa umpisa pa lamang. Pero higit pa ron, ano ang pwede natin magawa para maremedyohan na ang sitwasyon na ito ng makatarungang paraan? So, si Senator Bato na pala, merong opening statement.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Pero you have just reminded this committee na baka malihis tayo. Yung sasabihin ko baka tuloy itong lihis sa topics mo eh. But anyway, malihis man, basta kuhan ako, yung sinabi ni Senator Bongo at ni Senator Tolentino, dagdagan ko lang na I just would like to give a friendly reminder to the concessionaires na o concessionaires o oligarchs o kung sino man yan sila, na whatever wealth you have obtained from this, shall we say, onerous contract man or fair contract man yan, kahit gaano ka daming pera makukuha mo dito, yung billions na makukuha mo dito, pag ikaw ay namatay, hindi mo yan madadala sa langit o sa impyerno man kung saan ka pupunta. So, useless yung kayamanan na yan. Kapag kayo namatay, hindi nyo nadadala sa langit yan. Yun lang, Madam Chair.
Thank you for your words of wisdom, Senator Bato. Secretary Almendras, nabanggit kasi ninyo na yung garantiya ng gobyerno ay para mabawi ninyo ang kapital na inyong ginastos o gagastusin para maging maayos ang pag-distribute ng tubig. Hindi po ba?
Yes, Madam Chair. Yan po yung nakalaan sa concession agreement.
Pero hindi rin naman natin may tatanggi na nagkakaroon naman kayo ng malaking bawi sa inyong mga ginasta, di ba?
Yung return po yung bawi po, yung kita doon sa ginasta po, pinag-uusapan po yun every 5 years sa rebasing. Meron pong dinidetermine ang MWSS at ang gobyerno na tinatawag na ADR, Appropriate Discount Rate. So yung latest ADR po ata is single digit. It's about 8%. And our net income, our return on investment po is roughly around there. Kasi every 5 years po, dinidetermine kung ano yung weighted WACC tinatawag nila, weighted average cost of capital po. Dinidetermine po yon ng mga eksperto na hinahire ng regulatory office, mga consultant. Usually po ang UP School of Economics ang nagde-determine kung anong dapat. Ibig sabihin po nun, kung yung perang to pinasok mo sa negosyo na kapareho nitong negosyo to, ito dapat ang kikitain. So yun lang po ang nakagarantiya sa concession agreement.
So 12% ba yung guarantee sa inyo?
Hindi po. Ngayon, it's mga 8% lang po. Every 5 years po, nag-iiba yun. So depende po sa... Minsan kasi po, pag masama ang ekonomiya, tumataas ang interest cost. Kagaya ng mga nangyari noong 1970s and 80s. Ngayon
so kung pati yung
bumababa
exchange rate, nakaka-apekto sa pricing?
Opo, yung exchange po nakaka-apekto dahil yung original po na utang ng MWSS, foreign currency po, kami po ang nagbabayad nun.
Pero kung fixed rate naman yung pagkakautang nyo, hindi naman dapat magpalit kung nag-iba yung
exchange rate lang po kasi foreign currency, hiniram po nila, nakahiram po in US dollars or in a foreign currency. So, pag nag-iba po yung rate ng peso to the dollar, minsan po yung currency adjustment pabor sa bababa. Minsan naman tataas. Depende po. Kagaya ngayon, medyo malakas ang peso ngayon. So, bumababa yung foreign currency adjustment quarterly po.
Mr. Almendras, halimbawa na lang in 2018, yung revenue ng Manila Water, 22.2 billion. Ang net income ninyo, 6.1. so, ang capital expenditure ninyo, 8.45 billion. So, meron kayong kinita?
Yes, ma'am.
Mga magkano
pero
yung kinita ninyo?
dapat po tingnan yung programa po ng gastos kasi sa kinikita po namin, kasi sinabi po sa concession, dapat we go public. Nag-issue po kami ng shares. So, kumbaga, hindi lang po pera ng Ayala to, pera ang Ayala ho ay 40+% lang. Marami pong ibang nagmamayari ng Manila Water, mga empleyado, mga
Okay.
foreigners. So, ang
Opo.
kita po namin, ma'am, for example, yung return on invested capital namin is about 7% lang po.
Okay. Pero merong kita. Ang gusto ko lang malinawan ay ito, ano. Nung kayo ay nagkaroon ng unang concession agreement 1997, correct? Yung kasunduan ninyo, yung delivery nga ng tubig for that particular population sa Greater Metro Manila area, tapos yung sewage system, aayusin nyo up to 50%, yun yung kasunduan, hindi ba?
Yes po.
Tapos, nung nagkaroon ng, hindi pa expired, kasi 2012 pa dapat yung expiration. Pero 2009 ba, nung nagkaroon ng extension prior to the expiration, am I correct?
Yes po, Madam Chair.
So, at ang dahilan nito na sinasabi mo, kasi yung MWSS nagsabi sa inyo, alam mo, mas kailangan pa namin ng maraming iba't ibang bagay na dapat ayusin. So, tataas, kung hindi kayo i-extend, kailangan yung taasan ng singil.
Madam Chair, meron pong nangyari sa judiciary. First was the legislative action po, yung Clean Water
Clean
Act.
Water Act.
So yung Clean Water Act required 100% sewer po. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng bahay i-connecta to a sewer pipe na pupunta to a treatment plant. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan magtayo ng treatment plant, kailangan maglatag ng tubo. Mas mahirap po yung wastewater kasi hindi pwedeng sa taas po yun. Kailangan nasa ilalim po ng clean water para po pag may tagas hindi pupunta. So, mas malaki po yung gastos to do the wastewater para gawin yung para sa maduming tubig po.
Okay.
Kaya sinundan po ng mandamus. So, MWSS said, kung gagawin nyo to, magkano gagastusin, tapos kinompute po kung magkano ang itataas ng taripa ng 2009 para bayaran yung gastos na yon. Tsaka ho nagdesisyon na i-extend. Actually, ang original po naming submission was just 10 years lang ang extension kasi 10 years lang yung umano. Pero sabi po, kung itaas natin to 15 para mas mababa yung impact, yung madadagdag na babayaran po ng mamamayan.
Okay. Secretary Almendros, dun sa unang kasunduan ninyo ng 1997, na-deliver na ba ninyo yung inyong mga pangako na 50% ay matutugunan yung sewage service?
Yung septage po na deliver namin was 100%. Yung sewage kasi, kailangan mo ng permits to dig up the road. Kailangan po ng permits, kailangan ng lupa. So, every 5 years po, ina-adjust ang target namin. So, what we're supposed to do, ma'am, yung 50% pala, ma'am, is not by 1997, but not by 2007. That was supposed to have been 50% by 2022.
At 2022.
By 2022, at the end of the original contract po.
So by that time, are you on target?
Yeah, we were on target. We were building the treatment plants. We were building but what is delayed po is the connection. Kasi ang bahay po, ang may-ari ng bahay, siya kailangan magdesisyon na kukonekta siya to the wastewater line po.
Okay. Bago pa tayo pumunta sa mga detalye nitong kasunduan, kaya naman nagkakaroon ng issue na ganito ay mainit ng ulo ng ating mga kababayan na marami nawawalan ng tubig or walang tubig. So, ano ang naging dahilan? Bakit tayo biglang kinulang? At ang mga eksperto sinasabi kasi kulang na nga ang source nito. Kung ano yung mga dam, yung dike, kung saan manggagaling ang tubig. Sino ba ang nag-i-issue ng permit para makapagpagawa ng dam or para maumpisahan na yan? MWSS. Hindi ba nasa charter ninyo yan?
Wala po kaming authority, Madam Chair, to issue permit for the construction of dam. And that's where meron po akong tinatawag dyan na RAA, Responsibility, Accountability, and authority imbalance. So we have a huge responsibility to secure yung water source, developing water source. Pero yung authority po, but we have also a huge accountability to the people to provide for the services. So yung authority po is not within us, it's in the, actually meron pong dysfunction din po doon kasi kung makikita po natin sa water code, only yung construction po ng authority for dam is only sought when it is not interfering the navigable and floatable water source. So aside from that, anybody or any water permittee can build its own dam and own a dam.
Teka muna. Itong Republic Act number 6234 ng MWSS Charter, ano? Section F nakalagay dito, to construct, maintain, and operate dams, reservoirs, conduits, aqueducts, tunnels, etc., and other waterworks for the purpose of supplying water to the inhabitants of its territory. So, sa inyo po yan. Ngayon, hindi ko sinasabi ngayon sa ating mga kasama din dito, tila yata nagpabaya ang mga nakaraang MWSS administrators or board dahil sagana pa yung daloy ng tubig noon, hindi nila iniisip ang pamatagalan. Kaya hindi nila pinayagan yung mga ibang proposals na magpatayo na ng mga bagong dike. Tama ba ako?
Tama po kayo doon, Madam Chair. In my short time po as administrator of, a short period administrator of the MWSS for exactly more than 4 months po, I have understand that MWSS is, as a government instrumentality is one with yung pag-develop po ng water source is in the sole jurisdiction of the MWSS as prescribed in the charter. Kasi nakalagay po doon sa charter, the MWSS has the overall jurisdiction, control, and supervision of all waterworks and sewerage system in all his territory. So dapat po dadaan talaga dapat sa MWSS. Pero hindi po yun yung nangyayari.
Hindi nangyari. Okay.
Opo.
Siguro, Mr. Estrellado, no? Ikwento nga ninyo sa akin, nung mga nakaraang administrasyon ng MWSS, kayo ba ay nagtangkang lumapit para sabihin sa kanila na pag ganito ang lago ng ating populasyon, kukulangin tayo ng tubig, kailangan ninyo kami bigyan ng otoridad na humanap ng ibang pagkukunan ng tubig?
Yes, ma'am. Siguro, madagdag ko lang ho na kami pumasok lang ho noong 2007. At even as early as that, pagkita ho namin, meron na hong mga obligasyon na hindi na na-deliver doon sa original palang assumptions nung pinabid ito noong 1997. Katulad nga ho, dapat ho meron ng 300 million liters per day na tubig galing sa Laguna Lake. Sabi doon sa 97 bidding by 2000 ho, year 2000, madideliver na yun nung MWSS doon sa Lumang Maynilad. Pero nung pumasok kami ng 2007, wala pa rin ho yun. Kaya ho, nag-propose na rin ho kami ng ng isang kalukuyan, 2 planta na ho sa Laguna Lake. At nag-propose na rin ho kami ng ikatlo dahil kulang ho talaga ang tubig.
How long ago did you present the need to have that source?
Ma'am,
Those sources?
noon
What
pa
year?
lang, the first rebasing ho na sinalihan namin, which was 2008, sinali na ho namin doon yung requirement na magkaroon ng bagong planta. Pero doon lang ho yun, ang matutugunan lang ho nun is yung mga customers sa south ng Metro Manila na hindi ho nakakatanggap ng tubig. Kaya ho nung yung extension ho case, together ho with MWSS at the dalawang concessionaire, alam na ho namin kulang ang Angat. Kung kulang ang Angat dam, kailangan ho ng ikalawang source ng tubig. At kaya isa ho yun sa mga major assumptions, bukod ho rin sa Clean Water Act, isang major assumption nung extension is dapat pondohan ng dalawang concessionaire yung pag-build nitong bagong karagdag sana sa Angat Dam.
So, kayo ang magpopondo para magpatayo ng mga dike. Pero,
Project ho nila.
project, pero dapat aprubahan ng gobyerno.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Secretary Almendras, yun bang Manila Water ay lumapit na rin sa MWSS noon pa
Yes,
para
ma'am.
sabihin sa kanila at anong ginawa ng mga administrador ng MWSS nung sinabi, magkukulang tayo ng tubig? Anong sinabi sa inyo?
Ma'am, Your Honor, nung 2003 rebasing po, sinabi na ng Manila, wala pa po ako nun sa Manila Water, sinabi na ho ng Manila Water, kasi dahil ho sa napababa namin yung natatagas na tubig, na-expand, napadoble ho namin. Kasi 63% nun eh. So nadoble na, by 2003 po, napakarami na ng tao na nagkatubig 24 hours a day, 7 days a week na malinis na tubig. 20 years po ang Manila Water na hindi nagka-problema pag-distribute ng tubig. Pero kahit marami pa pong tubig noon, 2003, Madam, nagsabi na po kami, and with your permission, Madam, I will submit to you, to the committee, a narrative of all the correspondences and minutes of meetings since 2003 where we and the other concessionaire were begging for a new water source. Kasi nakikita na po namin na magkukulang rin kami kasi nasolusyonan na po namin yung tubig na natatagas eh. We went down to 12% na po from 63%.
Kaya nga, in fact, international standards, compliant kayo. Lagpas pa kayo dun sa required standards, di ba?
Yes, Madam. On 3 years, separate years, Manila Water was awarded most efficient water company in the world dahil napabagsak po namin from 63% yung nasasayang na tubig to 12%.
Okay, so yung difference ng 63 and 12 na non-water revenue, di ba? Non-revenue water.
Non-revenue water po.
Katumbas ng ilang dams yun?
Katumbas ng at least half a dam. Maliit lang po kami compared to Maynila.
At least half a dam.
At least about 500 to 600 MLD po yun. Million liters per day.
Kaya naging
Nadoble ho namin.
Kaya naging kampante ang MWSS. Pero siguro ang kasalanan naman ninyo, dahil siguro masyado makapangyarihan ng MWSS sa inyo, hindi ninyo masyadong kinalampag ang MWSS na dapat, kumilos na kayo. Hindi kaya yun?
Madam Senator, Madam Chair, we will submit to you po a copy of all our correspondences, minutes of meetings from 2003 up to 2017, detailing po the appeals and the request. In 2008 rebasing po, nag-offer kami together with Maynilad na if government does not want to build it, we were willing to build it po, but we were told, no, hindi, kami magtatayo. Because at that time, live na po yung live band project po.
Okay. MWSS, ikaw, alam ko bago ka pa lamang dyan. Pero alam mo ba yung kasaysayan nito? Siguro naman briefing ka bago po kayo naupo. Ano pong nangyari? Bakit hindi tayo noon pa lamang nakita na itong problema pala na ito? Bakit walang ginawa ang MWSS?
Madam Chair, if I be allowed to narrate po yung mga other antecedent po, yung nangyari po. The MWSS po has its own infrastructure roadmap. Ito pong infrastructure roadmap, water roadmap, defines the water sources that should be developed for a specific years from short, medium, and long-term program. Unfortunately, yung mga long and short-term program ay hindi po na i-implement yun. For example po yung Laiban Dam. The Laiban Dam was conceived as early as 1970s but finalized at the time of the President Marcos. But in mid of 2009 or 12, something like that, if I recall, ang inapprove lang po ng NEDA is yung Kaliwa Dam. So pinorgo natin po yung Laiban Dam, but we have the MWS then has already invested a lot of money for the construction of the diversion tunnel. Meron po napagastusan na po yan. Meron na po tayong diversion tunnel. But hindi po natuloy for some reasons, a position and priorities of the national government. So yun po I cannot answer. But sa ngayon po, we are working side by side with the concessionaires to really define po yung water sources that we can implement yung realistic and implementable projects in the short term, mid-term, and long term.
Siguro matanong ko si Dr. Lazaro. Kayo po yung MWSS chair, administrator nung anong panahon po, Chief?
Na-appoint ko ako no October 1995 and I stayed until August 1997.
So were you a part of this water concession agreement?
Ako po ang nakapirma in behalf of the government.
Okay. Paki-explica po sa amin, dun sa kontrata ninyo sa mga concessionaires, kasi ang aligasyon ay ito ay hindi makatarungan para sa ating mga kababayan. Bakit ninyo naisip na ilagay yung mga probisyon doon? Halimbawa, pagdating sa kung paano sino magdidesisyon pagdating sa presyo ng singilan at kung sino ang mananagot halimbawa.
Apo. Meron po akong pin-prepare na presentation na yung tanong po ninyo, masasagot po yun pero medyo sa bandang huli. Gusto niyo po ba sagutin ko na kaagad yung...
Sige po, kasi yung presentasyon nyo, maari natin balikan yan, pero pakisagot lang muna po.
Ano yung unang tanong ninyo?
Hindi, yung kasunduan, di ba? Maraming mga sinasabi dun sa kasunduan na nagbibigay ng malaking kapangyarihan sa mga concessionaires na bawiin yung kanilang, sabi ni Mr. Albendras, yung puhunan lang nila at hindi naman ginagarantiya na meron silang, ano ba to? Kita o...
Apo. Madam Chair, ito po yung concession agreement. Okay, this is my personal copy. It is very clear ho, at least na the power to set the rates is with the MWSS Regulatory Office. Napakaliwanag po nun. Okay? So, ngayon yung pong mga basihan, medyo mahaba hong istorya at nandun po sa aking presentation yon. Kaya kung pwede ho, mamaya ko na lang ho sagutin yung basis. Kasi medyo hindi ho gano'n kasimple.
Opo. Sige, kung meron pang...
Yun yata ang importante, Madam Chair.
So ipapresent na natin.
Pwede sana.
Please go ahead kasi
Can I present?
ito yung isa sa ugat ng ating diskusyon ngayon, yung unang kasunduan. Tapos gusto ko rin malaman sa MWS yung katotohanan na kinancel na raw ninyo yung agreement ng extension ng 2009. Tama? Sige. Go ahead, Dr. Lazaro.
Thank you. Next slide, please. Ito ho ang legal basis. There was a Republic Act, the Water Crisis Act, at doon po minandate na i-privatize ang MWSS. So, passed through by Congress yan. Si President Ramos nag-issue ng dalawang executive order, number 286 at saka 311. Yan ho ang naging guide namin sa paggawa ng concession agreement. At saka, so, okay, next. Ito ho ang mga milestones. Medyo matagal na ho ito, kaya baka hindi ho exact yung date. More or less, so tama ho yan. So, in June 1995, merong yung Water Crisis Act.
So parang emergency powers na ito, di ba?
Hindi ho emergency powers. Ito ho basta nandun lang sa law na ipa-privatize ang MWSS.
Okay.
I also gave a copy of the law itself to your office. So meron hong kopya kayo.
But it was the president that decided, di ba, not Congress, to grant the franchise.
Hindi ho, Congress ho.
Congress? Okay.
This is a Republic Act.
Okay, go ahead.
Congress ho ito. It's not the president. It's more or less imposed on us because it's already the law na i-privatize yung MWSS. Parang wala na kami magagawa. Okay. So, noong October 1995, doon ho ako na-appoint. This is my one and only government assignment. Wala ho akong, I'm a private citizen, wala ho akong government affiliation ngayon. So noong November ho, nag-engage kami ng consultants. Noong December, halos 1 year lang, nag-open na ho kami ng bids. So medyo mabilis ho yan. Tapos ho, noong February 1997, pinirmahan ko ito. Ito ho yung concession agreement. Tapos ho, noong August 1997, from February to August, nag-joint operation. Ibig sabihin nun, yung concessionaryo at saka yung MWSS, sabay nilang para ma-orient yung concessionaryo sa MWS joint. Noong August ho, binigay na namin sa kanila talaga. Tapos ho, ang original expiration, 25 years, 2022. Na in-extend noong time ni President Arroyo to August 2037. Next slide, please. I guess this is the $64 question. Who is responsible for the concession agreement? Well, the concession agreement was drafted by our consultants. Kasi noong 1996, wala naman ho kaming alam, dahil wala namang privatization sa Pilipinas, at in fact, sa buong mundo, medyo bagong-bago ho yan. Kaya kumuha kami ng consultants. Tapos ho, inapprove ho yan ng Board of Trustees. Pagkatapos ho, i-review, nag-set ang Special Advisory Group si President Ramos. At yan ho, i-review ng Special Advisory Group. Pagkatapos ng reviewin, in-approve ho ni Presidente Ramos. Pagkatapos ng lahat na yon, at saka ako ho pinirmahan. Next. Sino yung aming consultants? Ito ho ang nag-draft. Kasi hindi naman ako nahihiyang aminin na hindi naman kami marunong talaga. Kasi wala ho talaga eh. Medyo bago ho yun nun eh. Noong 1996. Hindi ho kami marunong. So ang amin hong consultant is the World Bank. Ang kanilang abogado ho is international abogado na is Cleary Gottlieb. Ang kanilang local abogado is Accra Law. Ang kanilang international economist is Nera sa London. Ang local na economist is Punong Bayan and Araulio. Yun ang Cuervo, Ogilvy, yan yung aming mga PR. Kasi alam mo namin na kailangan nung ipaliwanag sa tao. Kaya meron na kami mga PR firms. Okay? Pero ang gumawa talaga yung sa bandang itaas. Next, please. Ito ho ang members ng Board of Trustees noong 1997. Kasama ho ako dyan. I was the Vice Chairman because that's an ex officio position. The Chairman is the Secretary of Public Works at the time who was Secretary Gregorio Vehilar. And meron ng DOF representative, meron ng representative ang OGCC. And the rest are appointed by the President. So, sino ho? Next, please. Sino ang Special Advisory Group? Ito ho yung ginawa ni Presidente Ramos na review yung concession agreement. The group was composed of the Executive Secretary, the Presidential Legal Counsel, the Secretary of Justice, the Secretary of Finance, Secretary of Public Works and Highways, and the Government Corporate Council. So, review nila yan. Pagkatapos ho, recommend nila na okay naman at pinirmahan ng Presidente. Saka ako ho pinirmahan. Next. Yun ang accession agreement, 200 pages ho yun. Okay? And yan ho ang more or less outline. Ngayon, next. Ito ho sa tingin ko ang pinaka more or less na importante. Okay? The raw water supplies, the service obligations, the penalties, the rate adjustment procedure, and the dispute resolution. Kung gusto niyo yung I can also talk about the other items, but in my opinion, these are the most important ones. Yes, ma'am.
Siguro yung raw water supply. At saka yeah, go ahead.
In fact, the items, medyo mahaba ito, okay lang ho.
We will see if we see the need to fast forward, we'll let you know, please.
Yeah,
go ahead.
It's in that order. Okay.
Yes.
Ito, ang akin ng approach, I am not including anything of my own. Lahat ito is quote, except for a few. Konting-konti lang. So, wala ho akong dinagdag. So, I'm just going to quote from the concession agreement. Next. What does the concession agreement say about raw water supplies? Section 3.9 says the following: arrangement with respect to the terms and conditions of the supply of raw water to the concessionaire and other operator are set forth in the letter from MWSS to NWRB dated November 27, 1996, which letter was acknowledged and approved by the MWS Board of Trustees. That's it. So it's important that we know what is in the letter of MWS and NWRB dated November 27. Next, please. So, ito ho yun. May kopya din ho ako niyan. Binigay ko rin ho sa inyo. Ang sabi ho din sa sulat na to, the concessionaires as agent. In other words, hindi ho gini-give up ng MWSS kasi ako ho ang administrator nun. Ang concessionaire ho is agent or representative lang. Shall be authorized to exercise the water rights of MWSS under the water permits issued or to be subsequently issued by the NWRB. Direct quote to, wala ho ako rito. Ito ho, at saka hindi ho ako may gawa nito. Okay? After the privatization, applications to NWRB for water permits within one or the other concession zones will be referred by NWRB to the respective concessionaire. Ibig sabihin po nito, ang water rights ng MWSS naka-assign na ho sa concessionaire. Therefore, sa amin ng isip, maliwanag na ang responsibilidad ng pag-develop ng raw water source is with the concessionaire. It has been as the agent and representative of MWSS, which is consistent with the MWSS charter. It does not take away from government. It just gives, the government has the right to assign a representative or agent. Yan ho ang raw water supply provision in the...
So you can delegate the delegation and the development of the water source, but you still need to approve it before the concessionaire can act on it. The concessionaire cannot simply autonomously just build a dam without the approval of the MWSS, correct? So if the administrators sit on the proposal, then nothing will happen, even if the concessionaires are willing to shoulder the cost, or not shoulder the cost, but will initially bring out, pay for the capital expense.
Totoo po yan.
Okay.
Saka meron pa isa pang kwan eh. Meron pa isa pang mechanism. Kasi kung during the rebasing ho, kailangan, which I will also discuss later, kailangan approvein ho ng MWSS as a prudent and efficient expenditure. Kaya kung hindi ho approve ng MWSS, hindi ho gagawin ng konsesyonaryo kasi hindi ho nila ma-claim na efficient and prudent expense.
So, Dr. Lazaros, hindi kaya masasabi ninyo dahil nga napakalinaw ng inyong presentasyon kung sino yung mga kinonsulta, and we appreciate that, the different consultants that took part in the drafting of the concession agreement. Sometimes the intention is there, but it is not exactly followed through in the future. So do you believe now at this point that those that came after you in the MWSS did not have the foresight or did not have the conscience to look into the future and actually see that they should be able to approve already a new water source? You think they've been incompetent in that way?
Madam Chair, I don't want to pass judgment
Okay, well,
on
maybe
them.
this is what I'll
I
ask.
think they did their best. Lahat ho naman alam nyo, you have such a thing as 2020 for backside hindsight. Ngayon alam nyo na lahat yan, pero kailangan lagay natin ang sarili natin sa lugar nila. Noong time na yon, hindi ho ganun kadali.
Nung time na yon na pag naliligo sila may tubig pa sa gripo, hindi nila naisip yon. Pero they have to have dapat kasi meron silang special, ano nga ang tawag nito? Meron silang special position that they should take more responsibility in comparison to the other people who are just merely consumers, because they're the regulators. So, okay, looking at it now, if you were in their position, what would you have done? Would you have already authorized, dapat magpatayo na tayo?
Madam Chair, ako ho ang nakapirma. Therefore, sigurado hong susundin ko.
So yun nga, ibibigyan mo na ng permit, di ba? Madaliin na natin bago tayo
Ganito
kulangin.
yan Kasi ang akin hong pananaw, ito hong aming ginawa is a partnership between the MWSS and the concessionaire. Kaya ang tingin ko rito, lahat dapat nangyari pagkatapos ko parating magkasama at parati yung pinag-uusapan at tama ho yung ano ng gobyerno na yung kapakanan ng tao ang dapat nagahari. Okay? So yun ang gagawin. Kung ako nandun, yun ang gagawin ko.
Kaya nga, parang umikot lang po kayo. So kung nandun kayo, dapat talaga nag-aproba na kayo ng bagong water source. Kulang tayo ng tubig ngayon, hindi ba gano'n? Hindi ko naman sinasabi na dapat ginawa nila. Kung kayo ang namumuno noong mga panahon na yon, dapat inaprubahan nyo.
Tutuparin ko po ito.
Okay.
Alam niyo bakit po namin ginawa ito? Kasi noong time na yon, at ito rin ho ang tinatawag na relative competence. Kasi alam niyo ang gobyerno, marami hong, at saka anong private sector, marami hong mga bagay ang private sector na mas magaling ho sila kaysa sa gobyerno. At yun ang tinatawag ng relative competence. Hindi ho naman sa hindi magaling ang gobyerno. Kasi marami hong requirements sa gobyerno, marami hong constraints, maraming red tape, etc. Okay?
Correct.
Kaya ho tayo nag-privatize So, in other words,
Madam
you're
Chair.
right. I would have, if I were there, I would have worked with the concessionaires and we would have developed a water source at the right time.
Maybe you should join them again. Mr. Salamat, meron po kayong nais idagdag.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Alam niyo po, at importante po yung revelation ni Dr. Lazaro po this afternoon regarding doon po sa exercise of the water rights. Kasi the difficulty in developing po yung water source is directly related on the available water rights that we have. Yung water rights po na we have is for Angat Dam is 5,000 MLD. So, yun lang po yung water rights natin. Ang next water rights na mayroon ng MWSS is 80 MLD dito po sa 80 Calawis. Other than that, wala na po tayong water rights. So, what I'm saying po, we still have to compete with the private entities in procuring that water right in order to develop water source. It is actually quite ironic when you think about it. Kasi this also affects the cost of water. So kung ang may-ari po ng water rights, yung private individual, so sila na po yung may control and jurisdiction. And we cannot contest that because it is awarded to them. So we are deprived of developing water resources because it is already owned by others. So yung government entities are just at equal footing with private ones with respect to the water rights.
Sino nagbibigay ng water rights? LUA ba? Or
Ang NWRB po.
NWRB. So parang, di ba, sinabi ng ating Pangulo, ang tubig na yan, atin lahat yan. 'di ba? Atin 'yan, walang magmamayari. Pero dahil nga ang NWRB ang nagbibigay pala. So, kung ako may na-discovering water source, irerehistro ko lang 'yan na ako ang may karapatan diyan.
So that is allowed by the water code po. So kailangan po i-revisit and review natin po yung water code.
So, hindi lang pala distribution, yung actual
Hindi
source,
po.
meron din may-ari.
Yeah po.
So, sino may-ari ng Angat Dam?
Ang
Source.
Angat Dam po is wala tayong problema kasi libre po yung tubig na kinukuha natin sa Angat Dam. Is free. So,
Okay. Hindi,
so ang binabayaran po lang natin dyan is through the development of the water treatment facilities.
yung kaliwa, halimbawa, sinong magmamayari nun?
Sa atin po yan kasi na may water rights po tayo dyan.
Magbigay nga ang NWRB ng mga examples ng water source na meron ng may-ari, katulad ng ano?
Hindi po ako sure po exactly kung ano po yung may mga water rights, pero meron po kaming listahan po sa office po.
Ano yan? Meron bang expiration yung contract or forever yun yung kanila na yun?
For water rights po, forever na po siya.
Tapos, ano yan? Binabayaran sa inyo na makuha yung water rights?
Ang water rights po, mag-a-apply po muna sila. Then, for the water permits po, bibigyan po sila ng mga conditional water permits or yung mismong water permits po, and it's valid for entirety unless po na hindi po nila nagagamit or yung conditions nung sa water permit po, hindi po masunod.
Ano ang obligasyon nila para bigyan ninyo ng karapatan na magmay-ari ng water source na yan?
For the water source po, for as long as they have proof of ownership po, sa water code po, may nakasulat po na listahan po doon ng mga requirements po. And one of them is ownership of land or rights to use the land po.
Sila'y may-ari ng lupa. Halimbawa, ako meron, tapos may nakita akong lawa doon. Ganon ba? Yun yung water source na ganon?
Opo, yung mga deep wells po, mga ganun po.
Mami, baka magising tayo. Iba na pala. Paano kung sabihin nila, kunyari, nagkaubusan ng tubig sa ating bansa. Ito yung mga water sources na available. Tapos may mga may-ari ng water sources at hindi sila pumayag na gamitin natin yung water source nila. Hindi ba natin pwedeng pilitin sila na ilabas yan? Ang tubig ay para sa lahat?
In that case po, pwede naman po siya, may regulate naman po. And in emergencies po, pwede naman po siyang, pwede pong magkaroon ng arrangement po.
Pero dahil silang may-ari, pwede nilang sabihin dun sa distributors, kunyari, may isang kumpanya, siya yung distributor niya, no? Silang magbibigay ng presyo ng tubig? Walang nagre-regulate sa kanila?
For rates po, kasi pag kunyari, nagbenta po sila ng tubig, considered po sila as water service provider po. In such case, yung kailangan na po nilang mag-secure po ng CPC po.
Anong?
Certificate of Public Convenience po para po. Tapos, meron po tayong mga rates po based on that po na dapat sundin po nila.
So meron naman regulation
yes, po. May
para
regulation
doon?
naman po, opo.
Okay, pero nakakabalat. Senator Bato?
Yes po.
Madam Chair, may I move that the representative of National Water Resources Board submit to this committee the list of these private entities who are granted water rights para wag tayo magtataguan. Pakita mo sa amin para ma-examine namin. And that would become basis for us, for the Senate, to maybe amend the water code. Dahil hindi dapat pagmamiari ng private itong tubig. Dahil gobyerno dapat may hawak ng tubig. Bakit ganyan binibigay nyo sa mga private individuals yung tubig na yan?
That's a good point. That's been in practice. For gano'n na ba katagal ginagawa ng gobyerno yan? Since what year?
I'm not exactly po sure, pero since na nag-start po ang NWRB as far as I'm concerned po.
Which is when?
1976.
1976. Okay, kasi hindi pa siya pinapanganak noong 1976.
Yes po.
Bakit naman hindi naman nagpadala dito ng may institutional knowledge? I mean, Mr. Ilagan, are you with an NGO or an advocacy group? You were kind of nodding.
Sorry. Yes. Well, today I represent the Joint Foreign Chamber as well as the Philippine Water Partnership. On the water code amendments, all I'm aware of is the fact that previous Congress, there were actually bills that were filed, I think largely spearheaded by NWRB around this issue on water rights. And I think one of the provisions they were really looking at is to what, when can you terminate a water right? What would be the proper process behind that? Right now, with this whole idea of perpetual water rights, we know that that's not sustainable in the context of integrated water resource management. As your water flows change, you have to adapt. And these are things that I think were on the table before. So
I think, yes, Senator Bato made a good point. We need a list of those water sources, rights holders.
Excuse me, I will just try to clarify po, it's not really the water itself, owning the water itself, but the right or the authority to use the water po.
Parang ganun na rin yun. Aanin mo yung tubig kung hindi mo naman pala pwedeng gamitin dahil hindi sa'yo yun, di ba? Ito yung mga technicality yan. So, pwede nating repasuhin uli yan at kung sabihin natin, hindi na pwedeng ma-extend beyond a certain time yung pagmamayari ninyo. Give them enough time to adjust and then bawiin natin lahat.
Well, if I may, Madam Chair, kung po pwede lang sana, bawiin natin itong mga rights na nag-grant dito sa mga private entities, bigay natin sa MWSS. Dapat silang may rights sa lahat ng tubig sa buong kapuluan ng Pilipinas. Hindi natin ibigay sa mga sibilyan dahil
o siguro, yun nga
private
sa
entities.
water, yung regulation sa Water Management Agency na bubuuin natin kung meron man, basta ang gobyerno ng Pilipinas. Si Mr. Alikpala, can you offer some? You used to be with MWSS?
Yes, and the National Water Resources Board.
So at that time, yes, can you please explain to us what happened in the past? Why we didn't tap other new water sources?
Well, actually, when I was chairman of MWSS, we did develop the studies already to tap Laiban and Kaliwa, and NEDA said to focus on Kaliwa, so the studies were made, and the bidding documents were prepared together with the PPP Center. I left in 2013 before the documents were prepared, but I understand that naabutan lang po ng eleksyon. And hindi lang natuloy ng this administration decided to change the strategy on how to pursue those new water sources.
So you were aware that there were proposals already from the concessionaires to tap other water sources, right?
Yes, let me confirm, Manila Water did get on the back of MWSS to pursue new water sources, yes.
Okay, thank you. But who was the chairman at the time of the MWSS, the former chief?
The administrator was Gerardo Esquivel. I was the chairman.
Oh, so the administrator was Mr. Esquivel, who we invited to be here, but he sent word that he won't be able to come. I think if we're going to have another hearing, we'd have to subpoena him already. If he doesn't, Senator, another time. But Mr. Alikpala, can you explain to us?
I just wanted to add something
oh,
on
yes,
the
please.
water resources. The Constitution actually provides that all waters belong to the state. So national government owns the water. And I feel it's a misnomer when we say we issue water rights, when really it's a privilege to use that water. So NWRB is the one that decides how the water should be allocated, if it should be allocated for irrigation and hydropower or for water supply or industrial use. One of the problems that need to be addressed, I suppose, is because it's first come, first serve. Yun ang nagiging problema. Wala pong strategic plan ang national government or even at the provincial level identifying how much water we'll need over time. Sa ganun, we can allocate it properly. But in the absence of that, nagiging first come, first serve. And ang requirement lang doon, dapat Filipino company or Filipino citizen. You own the land, Filipino, and the volume is identified. Yun lang, it's a very simple process.
And thank you also for your willingness to be here to shed light on what happened in the MWSS in the past. Senator Pimentel.
Madam Chair, babalik ako sa yung origin of all of these controversies. Yung Dr. Lazaro, you were there from the very start kasi, di ba? You hired consultants, ganun. But, so, the consultants gave you the final draft of the concession agreement. Was it a take it or leave it situation? Or was the final form a product of give and take negotiation between MWSS and those interested in the concession? Itong final form of the concession agreements, paano nabuo ito? Siyempre, may consultants gave you a draft approved by the President. Was it presented to those interested as a take it or leave it? Or may binago ba doon sa draft na ginawa ng consultants?
Ganito po yan, Mr. Senator. No, habang ginagawa po yung ng mga consultants, yung concession agreement, ho yun, nagkakaroon sila ng consultation with the bidders. So yung mga bidders, nagkakaroon discussion. But it's not a discussion where pinakikinggan lang yung mga bidders. Kasi yung mga, siyempre, government ho ito eh. Yung bidders, wala sila siyempreng say doon sa final. Okay? So this is an all-government decision. Okay? Ngayon, pero nagkaroon ng consultation during the process. 1 year ho yan eh. Okay? So in a sense, yun ang mga bidders, nakapag-input din sila. At yung mga ibang input nila, ang alam ko, in-adapt naman ng consultant. So hindi naman ito 100% na gobyerno. Meron din hong contribution yung mga bidders dito. Pero hindi na natin ma-identify yon kasi sa bandang huli isang dokumento na lang. Ngayon, pagkatapos nito, take it or leave it na lang. So pagdating ho ng bidding, ito yung concession agreement. Kung hindi ka conforme, huwag ka mag-bid. Ganun lang ho yan.
Dito po sa legislative work, meron kaming bill. Tapos natatrack namin yung changes sa bill amendment. Matatrack natin yung consultants ninyo sa panig ng gobyerno, yung kanilang draft, matatrack natin kung paano siya nagbago nung nagkonsulta na siya sa mga interested parties?
Hindi po kasi nung pong nagkokonsulta yun, wala pa hong draft. In other words, yung result ng consultation with the interested parties, that was inputted into the draft. So, in a sense, hindi ho pinakita yung draft at tinanong yung mga bidders, ano bang, wala hong ganon.
Magkano binayad sa consultant na ganun? Magkano binayad natin sa consultant na ganun? Na wala silang original idea?
Hindi ho.
Kinuha pa nila sa interested parties na may mga sarili ding consultant.
Hindi ho.
Nag 2 layers pa tayo ng consultants.
Hindi ho. Hindi ho, Kwan. Hindi ho yung hong kinukonsulta, sabihin lang ho nun, just giving them the opportunity to comment. Okay? But
on a blank sheet of paper, wala man lamang draft. Walang produkto ang consultants ninyo to start. Walang working draft. Blank sheet of paper. Magsulat kayo rito kung anong interesado, sulatan yung gusto niyo. Titignan namin, babasahin namin. Ganun po ba?
Kasi po naman, yung pong general principles ng privatization is already well known. Yun hong guidelines, yun hong mga outline, yung mga So doon ho nag-i-input yung mga bidders. Okay? Pero yun yung final draft, siyempre hindi ho pakikita yan doon sa bidders.
Basta ang main issue, sir, kasi ganito. It's the agreement. Ang pinagkakatakhan namin, paano nagkaroon ng final form. Kaya gusto ko sana i-trace back paano nagka-final form. So at least, maganda po itong sinabi ninyo na there's a government agency, hired consultants, presumably for millions of pesos or dollars. Tapos ang procedure na ginawa ng consultant na hired by the government is to just open everything, all of you interested, tell us your ideas. Pwede kaming mamili dyan, pwedeng hindi. Ganun ang basically. Wala kayong working draft sana para matrack natin saan ang ideas na nanggaling sa naging concessionaire. That's the point. I hope na naintindihan niyo ako kasi ang allegation kasi is one-sided or ano tawag mo doon nasa anti-graft law, disadvantageous to the government. That is the allegation eh. How did it become disadvantageous to the government? Ano yung process? Yun na nga, di ba? Ang gagaling ng consultants natin eh. Why did that happen? So anyway, okay na po yun. If that is your answer, then that is the answer. Thank you, Acting Chair, apa.
Thank you. Recognize Senator Bongo.
Sir, may tanong lang po ako. Alam nyo, civilized enough naman po ang ating Pangulo sa Maynilad, sa Manila Water. Civilized naman po ang Pangulo na makipag-usap sa inyo. Pero may mga katanungan lang kami, maybe sa MWSS or sa Manila Water or sa Maynilad. Sino po ang who negotiated and executed these concessionary agreements? Sino pong gumawa, lahat ng gumawa nito? And how and why did these provisions escape scrutiny? At gaya po sinabi ni Senator Pimentel kanina, sa dami niyo pong mga consultants. At would you say that there are irregularities in the manner by which the contracts were negotiated and subsequently executed? And who would be responsible for this? Were cases filed relative to this? What is the status of those cases right now?
Sinabi ko po kanina, hindi naman po kami nahihiya na aminin na hindi naman po kami marunong. Dahil sa wala pa naman hong privatization ng water dito sa Pilipinas. So, kaya ho kami kumuha ng consultant. Okay? Ngayon, yun naman consultant ho naman, nag-consulta rin sa mga lahat ng sectors na okay. Ngayon, so at the end of the day ho, meron ho silang sinabit sa amin. Di siyempre, yun naman board, saka ako ho, pati ako, kasama rin ho ako sa usapan. Kaya nung makatapos ho, edi, binasa, totoo, hindi ko naman nabasa lahat kasi, at saka, totoo ho nun noong 1996, hindi pa rin ho naman ako ganun karunong kasi hindi naman ho ganun kadali. Okay? Kaya, to some extent, umaasa pa rin ho kami doon sa consultant. Okay? Kaya nga ho kumukuha ng consultant kasi hindi ho kayo masyadong marunong Okay? Ngayon, so ang ginawa ho ni Presidente Ramos, kinonsulta nagtayo siya ng very high-powered group. Imagine, Executive Secretary, Legal Counsel, OGCC, Justice, these are the top lawyers of the Philippines.
Ang dami
Yes,
puro
sir.
consultants
Tapos
to. Ay, sorry.
Review ho nila. Parang ako ininyero lang ho ako paano ho naman?
Ang dami nito, World Bank, Clery, Gottlieb Law, Accra Law, National Economic Research Associates London, Punong Bayan and Arroyo, Cuervo Associates, Ogilvy and Matter, Practica, Social Weather Station. Meron pang survey dito. Ang dami pa. Anyway, ano bang inuuna nila dito? Yung interest ng mga kumpanya o interest ng Pilipino? Tingin mo po?
Nagbibidding ho yan, wala pa hong nananalo. Kaya hindi ho siguro ho naman, ang iniisip ho nila, at I would like to think ho, na pati ho kami, we're just thinking of the Filipino people. Kasi ho, noon ho, 63, ang coverage ho noon, 63% lang. Ang average time ho noon, 16 hours lang. Ang nawawala hong tubig, mahigit sa kalahati. At saka, taon-taon ho, nagpupunta ako sa Congress at namamalimos kami na pwede ba bigyan nyo kami ng pera? Kasi yun nung MWSS, hindi ho mabubuhay kung hindi ho sa subsidize ng gobyerno. Ganun ho ang sitwasyon noon. Kaya siguro ho naman, at I would like to think I'm at peace, I would like to think that I was thinking of the Filipino people at the time.
Thank you, Dr. Lazaro. Sa Manila Water naman po, bakit po nung may panahon po nawala ng tubig nung early this year, nung April, Secretary Almendras, bakit po nung nagalit na po ang Pangulo, biglang nagkaroon kaagad ng tubig? Anong nangyari nun? Secretary.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Would you allow me to show you 2 slides po? Just to show kung anong nangyari nung a few slides if you want to, but there's one particular slide we'd like to show you po, yung Angat rule curve. If we can just show it. Para mas madali maintindihan kung bakit nagkulang ng tubig, anong nangyari at bakit tayo nahirapan nung yung summer months po. Importante lang po namin ipakita to. Anyway, pare-pareho tong slides na to. Nais ko lang po to put on record, Mr. Chair, that the incumbent administration of General Salamat, General Velasco, have been very supportive po. No? Hindi sila, ang administrasyon po ni President Duterte po ay hindi po nagkulang in trying to address the situation. It was just too late lang po. No? The reason why it was too late po is because 2 things happened. 1, the rainfall did not happen as scheduled. And 2, the drawdown po on the water supply was too fast. Kaya naubos yung tubig. Liwanagin ko lang po, nung nag-take over po kami, for almost 20 years po, masaya lahat ng tao. 2 million tao po dati bumibili ng tubig sa kariton po. Nung nagbigyan po ng Manila Water ng tubig, 90% po ang savings nila. Kasi yung tubig po galing sa tubo na, mas mura po kaysa nung dinideliver. Hinihintay ko lang po makabit yung slide. Ito po ang tinatawag na rule curve. Yung chart na to po, ito yung tinatawag na rule curve ng Angat. Yung pinaka-left side po is January, tapos bumababa po siya during the summer months, tapos pagdating po ng tag-ulan, umaakyat na naman po ang level. Ang ibig po nitong ipakita ay ang Angat po ay reservoir or sa tag-ulan po, kinukuha natin, iniipon natin yung tubig para sa tag-init, meron po tayong tubig. So ang nangyari po nung 2018, yan po yung white na line, yung puting linya po. So napansin niyo po, throughout the whole of 2018, except in the last month po, November and December, yung level po ng tubig sa Angat was in the green area. Ibig sabihin, sapat po ang tubig natin. So nung 2019, yan na po yung black line. Nakita niyo po na as early as March, bumagsak na po ang level ng Angat below the red line. Yung green po is kung saan dapat ang tubig level. Yung yellow po is may kasama na pong buffer. Pag red po, ibig sabihin kulang na ang tubig. So sa 2019, makikita natin, grabe ho yung pagbagsak ng tubig. Ang operating level ng Angat po dapat ay 180 meters. Noong 2019 po, napakababa natin. Binuksan po natin yung low-level outflow na kinakabahan po tayong buksan dahil siya po yung nasa pinakailalim na sulatak na po yun. So, makikita po natin na nung tag-init po, grabe po ang bagsak ng black line. Nung tag-ulan po, umakyat din. Kagaya nung white line, umakyat na naman po yung level dahil umulan. Pero dahil po masyadong mababa yung sinimulan, hindi na po napupuno ang Angat. Kaya po as early as October this year, yan na po yung linya na pababa na naman yung black, nagpasya na po kami na kami mismo, in cooperation with MWSS, nag-cut back ho kami, imbis na 46 cubic meters per second ang allocation para ho sa Metro Manila, binaba na po namin back to 40 kasi kailangan po nating punuin na naman ang Angat para sa susunod na tag-init. So ang nangyari po ngayon, tumataas na tayo. Ang magandang nangyari dahil dun sa nakaraang bagyo, nasa 195. Kulang pa po yun dahil yung green level na po na yan, ang sinasabi nating 212 meters. So dahil po hindi natin mapupuno ang Angat to the level na green na naman siya po, kailangan na po natin magtipid as early as now. So yun po ang ginagawa natin. The next slide po, para lang mas klaro po, yung rainfall pattern. Ito po yung historical rainfall ng Angat po. Yung green line across, that is the normal rainfall pattern. Kung makikita nyo po dyan, yung green bars po, that's the actual rainfall. So nagkulang po siya. So if you look at the beige bars, that's the prediction po ng pag-asa sa rainfall pattern. So nakikita po natin dyan, talagang mababa po. October was below, November was low, December is even lower. Kaya po, the level of Angat is below where it is supposed to be. Ang dapat pong gawin, tipirin po natin yung tubig na nandyan ngayon para hindi po tayo maubusan before the next rainy season. So, ang inaayos po namin together with MWSS, maghanap ng alternative sources. Kaya po kami binigyan ng NWRB ng permit mag-deep well, pero wala po tayong masyadong tubig na kukuha sa deep well sa Metro Manila. Yung supply po at yung quality po delikado dahil over 100 years po nating hinuhugot yung tubig galing sa ilalim na po kasi doon tayo nagkuha dati. So the challenge for us po is to make sure na hindi po natin ubusin yung level ng Angat hanggang dumating ang tag-ulan next year. Ang maganda naman po nun, sa tingin namin, hindi naman po kami nagsisiguro, at the present level of Angat, kung magpapatuloy lang yung pagtitipid natin, hindi po tayo mauubusan ng tubig. Now, qualify lang po namin, Madam Chair, Mr. Senator, hindi lang po kami ang kumukuha sa Angat. Ang kumukuha po sa Angat, hydropower, ang kumukuha po sa Angat, national irrigation. At napakaganda na po ng kinausap ni General Salamat, ang NIA Director General who also is from the military and also the Department of Agriculture na nagsabi naman po sila na hindi naman ganong kadaming tubig ang kakailangan ng Bulacan farmers. So for as long as siguraduhin natin na walang sosobra, walang huhugot ng masyadong tubig, hindi po tayo mauubusan. Pero lahat po tayo, kumbaga nag-curtail. Kami po sa Manila Water, 100% po on schedule. Wala po kaming natatanggap na complaint sa mga customer namin dahil nagkulang ng tubig. Sa gabi po, na alas 9:30 ng gabi, nagsasara po kami ng 342 valves po para i-reconfigure kasi sa gabi po, pinupuno namin yung mga reservoir namin. Pagdating ng alas 3:30 ng umaga, binubuksan na naman po namin yung 342 valves na yon para pagising ho ng lahat ng customer namin, pagising nila ng alas 5 ng madaling araw, may tubig po sila, may pang-toothbrush po sila at pangligo. Pero natitipid po namin dahil iniipit namin yung tubig sa gabi. So, 100% po ng customers namin have water during their waking hours. Maraming salamat po, Senator.
Madam Chair, with the permission of Senator Bongo, Manila Water customer kami sa Marikina eh. Wala kaming tubig 10 p.m. to 4 a.m.
That's why we close it po. 9:30 we close the valve.
Nakakauwi ako past 10 na. Minsan kung hindi ako nakahanda, paano ngayon? Paano ngayon yan?
Senator,
Hindi raw siya Hindi raw siya nakaka-flash.
Kaya hindi ako tumatabi sa chairperson natin. Kaya
So, kaya sabi ko, Madam.
Sir, binubulong niya sa akin, hindi niya napapa-flash yung tubol.
Tubol yun.
We have reports that, sir, we have reports that a total of 56 billion have been billed in advance from the Filipino people. What happened to these projects? In fact, nagkaroon pa ng water crisis. Ibig ba sabihin nito, nagbabayad ang Pilipino para sa mga proyektong di pa nila napapakinabangan o di pa nila nararamdaman? Good.
Madam Chair, I think the appropriate person to answer that would be the regulatory office. Unfortunately, they're not here. Part of the collection po namin are what's called as concession fees. Hundreds of millions of pesos po binabayad ng concessionaires sa MWSS po. In addition to that, there are concession fees to pay for projects that MWSS is supposed to do. Ang nangyari po doon, because hindi po natuloy yung Laiban, hindi na po tuloy yung Wawa at may Umiray project niya ata na hindi natuloy po, na hindi po natuloy ng MWSS. So ang ginawa po ng regulator, binalik po yun sa taong bayan. Kaya po, noong 2013, yung water rate po natin bumagsak. Kasi every year dapat tumataas yung water rate dahil may bagong project, may bagong ginagawa. Pero dahil ho, hindi natuloy yung mga proyekto na yon sa major water sources, tama ho kayo, Senator, They were supposed to be for the big water projects. Because they were not able to do it po, so the regulatory office returned it back to the customer by virtue of creating a discount, binabaho yung water rate. So nabalik ho yun to the customers in the form of a lower tariff rate starting 2013 po.
Another, Madam Chair, to the water concessionaires, is it true that you have passed on the burden of paying your corporate income taxes to the public? What is your basis for doing this? Binigyan naman po kayo ng income tax holiday yung August of 2000 to 2006. At hindi pa ba sapat ang mga yon? Since it started operation in 1997, the corporation have not paid corporate income taxes. Is it correct? Is the corporation exempted? Does the corporation consider income tax as an operating expense? What is the legal basis for this? If a corporation can consider its income tax as an operating expense, then it can also pass on the burden of paying such taxes to the consuming public. Is this correct? The Supreme Court had already declared that public utilities cannot consider its corporate income taxes as an operating expense, and hence cannot pass on to the public the burden of paying such taxes. Are the corporations following this ruling?
Madam Chair, may we respond? Thank you, Senator. Just to set the record straight po, nagbabayad po kami ng corporate income tax. Pwede po nating i-check sa BIR, taon-taon po kami nagbabayad. Since 2013, nung sinabi po sa amin ng regulatory office na hindi kayo pwede magpasa hindi nyo pwedeng, simulan ho natin, yung concession agreement kasi, sinabi po ng concession agreement, and Engineer Lazaro is here, it was part of the original calculation na ikasama yon in computing the return. Noong 2013, sinabi hindi pwede, we have been religiously paying over 2-3 billion a year. As a matter of fact po, we have not passed. Hindi po namin kinarga sa bayaran ng mga customer namin yung taxes since 2013. 12 billion plus po ang taxes na nabayad namin that are not being passed to the customers. So thank you for the opportunity po to answer. We pay taxes, sir. Otherwise, BIR will get mad at us. And we are audited by the BIR every year. So we pay taxes. Do we pass it to the customer? Ever since the regulator told us not to, we have not passed it po.
Po kayo nag-file ng arbitral case against the government?
It's the process po. We wanted to clarify. Ano ba, kasi sa original po na kontrata, nakalaan po kung paano i-compute, kung ano po ang dapat kasama sa computation. Noong 2013, pinalitan po. So we had to clarify, ano ba to, paano ba to, tama ba to, paano ba namin gagawin to. Kasi siyempre, nung nag-bid ho kami, nung pumasok po kami, nag-submit ng bid, ang sinundan po namin, yung nakalaan sa kontrata. Nag-iba ho yung terms, iba ho yung interpretation, yung implementation. But to be fair, to us po, we wanted to clarify what is the right process, but we followed. We did not, as we said, we continue paying taxes without being it included in that po. Sir, if you will allow me din po, no? The concession agreement po kasi says we are, and in section 2 very clearly says, we are merely a contractor. We are merely an agent of MWSS. So, sabi ng iba, you are a public utility. We are not a public, well, our understanding is we're not a public utility because nakasulat po sa concession agreement, contractor, hindi po kami pwedeng gumawa ng kahit na ano na hindi papayagan ng MWSS. Hindi po kami pwedeng mag-charge sa customer, mangolekta sa customer or kung ano man na hindi pinapayagan ng MWSS. So, in reference to that po, that the question on public utility or Supreme Court, it is subject to interpretation and we're following it po. And ngayon po, na inutos po ng ating mahal na Pangulo, susundan po namin yon. Makikipag-usap po kami sa MWSS at sa regulatory office kung paano namin susundan from here on in po. Maraming salamat po.
Sabi niyo nagbabayad kayo ng tax, ginawa niyo ba ang kaso para mabawi yung mga binayad ninyo?
Sir, what we have paid and uncollected is much, much more than whatever the arbitral ruling is. The arbitral ruling was really to clarify the procedure po. The procedure po on how do we compute, that is di ba ho, pag meron tayong kontrata tapos hindi tayo nagkasundo sa interpretasyon, meron tayong paraan kung paano, how to resolve. We merely exercised our option to find resolution to the question po.
We heard that you have waived the arbitral award. What is the reason behind this? Bakit kailangan pang magalit ng Pangulo? Pwede lang pa.
It is unfortunate po na nagalit ang Pangulo. Hindi po namin pagdanasa na magbigay ng problema sa Pangulo. Sir, sa lahat po ng pagkakataon na binigay sa aming grupo, kung saan po kami pwedeng tumutulong po kami. Kaya po kami pumasok sa negosyo to dahil gusto lang namin siguraduhin magkatubig. So, ang nangyari po, hindi po namin mapigilan na lalabas yung desisyon. Kasi na-file na po yun noong 2015. So, nung lumabas po yung desisyon, hindi po namin kontrolado kung kailan lalabas, kailan sasabihin. Wala po kaming, ayaw po namin kalabanin ang Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte po. Mabuti pong ginagawa niya para sa taong bayan. Sumusuporta po kami. Naghumihingi po kami ng paumanhin kung nagalit siya dahil sa arbitral ruling. Kaya ho namin inatras yung arbitral ruling dahil nagsalita na po ang Pangulo na hindi niya gusto to. At kami naman po nakakaintindi at marunong naman po kaming makaintindi. At kaya ho kami nagpasya na hindi na lang po namin itutuloy.
Kung sabihin po, bakit pumayag na kayong i-waive ngayon?
Dahil po, nag-react ang Pangulo. Ayaw ho namin galitin ang Pangulo. Susunod po kami sa Pangulo. Siya po ang leader ng ating bansa.
Anyway, alam nyo, the President is civilized enough na makipag-usap po sa inyo, both companies. Kaya lang gusto nyo malaman ng ating mahal na Pangulo kung sino po ang nasa likod nito. Sino po ang gumawa ng kontrata na hindi po pabor-pabor po sa mamamayang Pilipino. Interesado po ang Pangulo at paano nangyari. Not only dito sa mga kontratang ganito. Interesado po si Pangulo na sa lahat po ng pinapasukang kontrata ng gobyerno na hindi po nakakapabor sa tao. Always pinapaalala ng Pangulo dapat mangibabaw ang public interest po. Interest ng bawat Pilipino. Pinagpapawisan po ng bawat Pilipino ang perang kinikita nila. Salamat po.
Mr. Almendras, may reaction
Sir,
po ba kayo dyan?
Isa pa pong dahilan kung bakit kami kailangan magpunta sa arbitral tribunal po. Hindi lang po Ayala ang may-ari ng Manila Water. 40% plus lang po. Marami pong ibang shareholder ng Manila Water. May mga 20%, almost 20% po foreigner. Siyempre, nag-invest ho sila, pinagpasok po sila ng pera sa Manila Water dahil sa kontrata, sa nakikita nila, sa kumpanya and all that. Meron ho tayong, the concession agreement po, sinabi dapat we go public. Kaya ho nag-public kami. So marami pa pong ibang shareholder. Pag hindi ho namin gawin yung tama naming role as our fiduciary responsibility po, sasabihin ng ibang shareholder, anong ginagawa nyo dyan? Malulugi kayo, mawawalan kayo ng ganitong halaga, okay lang ba sa inyo? Kaya ho kami, the prudent role ho was to follow the concession agreement. The prudency po was nakasulat po sa concession agreement na pag hindi ho nakasundo, you elevate it to the proper procedure. Pag hindi po namin gawin yun, sasabihin po ng ibang shareholder namin na wala kayong ginawa, natulog lang kayo. That is expected of us as the management group of Manila Water. Unfortunately po, I cannot speak for the other decisions because I only rejoined Manila Water on September 1 this year because the former president resigned. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Actually, with your Senator Bato and Senator Go, ang pagkakaintindi ko ay ganito, no? Siyempre, dun sa original concession agreement, parang yun kasama dun sa expense nyo na kaya nga hindi kayo nagbabayad noon ng corporate income taxes, di ba? So, responsibilidad ninyo, parang audit ninyo yung mga shareholders ninyo na malaman talaga kung ano ba talagang interpretasyon ng kontrata. Kaya babalik tayo, siguro Senator Go, dun sa sinasabi nating disadvantageous part, dun sa mga nakaraan na pumirma niyan, na pinayagan ng gobyerno din natin. Kasi ang ayaw din ng presidente, siguro, ay maulit yung ganitong uri ng kasunduan. Siyempre, no, aminin na natin yung totoo dito. Lahat naman tayo gusto natin makuha yung kung ano yung para sa interes natin. Hindi natin masisisi na lahat tayo gusto natin tayo ang kumita dito o tayong ano, pero kailangan equitable. Pero yung sinasabi nga ni Senator Bongo, sino ba talaga ang nagpasok dito? So nakita natin, sinabi ni Dr. Lazaro, hindi naman sila eksperto nung mga panahon na yon. Kaya ito yung mga consultants, may ACRA Law, may kung sino-sino pa, may social weather stations pa nga, na mga naging advisor niyan. Nakita na natin, hindi pala tama na dapat binigay lahat ng mga probisyon na yan. Meron namang provision, di ba, na nagsasabi na pwede tayong bumalik uli sa lamesa, na the table, and renegotiate. Hindi ba pwedeng gawin lahat yon sa puntong ito? Meron lang mga penalties or assuming certain loans, yun daw yung nakalagay doon kung susundin ng gobyerno. Pero ang aking iniisip ngayon, kinansela na ninyo yung extension ng contract agreement. Ano mangyayari ngayon yan? Kinansela ninyo na mag-e-expire ng 2012, di ba? 2022. Sorry, 2022. So pag nag-expire ng 2022, ngayon pa lang, dahil kinancel nyo yung contract, magbibidding kayo ulit?
Ma'am, actually we did not cancel. We revoked the Board of Trustees of the MWS has revoked the previous issuance of the terms of extension. So essentially it cancels the terms of extension.
So when you say it revoked, that means it's invalid now.
So invalid po. So with that, ma'am, consistent with the instruction of the President, that will pave the way for the renegotiation with the concessionaires po. So
with the renegotiation.
Renegotiation with the concessionaires.
But do they have the right of first refusal since they're the original?
Yung po yung, we have to hear from the concessionaires their side po.
So you can assure that there won't be an interruption in service?
Not in any way po, we will ensure for the public that the water service will continue through the concessionaires.
So on what grounds did you revoke that extension of the concession agreement?
It's consistent with the instruction of the President, Madam Chair.
So it's just by the instruction of the President, there's no legal basis in the...
It's
but the
actually,
President-
it's consistent din po sa findings of the DOJ that the terms of extension has no legal basis, Madam Chair.
So there's no legal basis. Okay. Senator Gatchalian.
Madam Chair, tapusin ko na lang Madam Chair, can we put on record that according to the water concessionaires that they waive billions of pesos in the arbitral award because nagalit ang Pangulo? Just put on record. Anyway, nagalit si Senator Coco rin kanina dahil hindi siya nakakaligo on time. Buti na lang po si Senator Bato, galit siya konti pero hindi masyadong magamit sa tubig to dahil hindi halata hindi siya naliligo. Dahil wala siya.
Hilamos lang. Sige po, so put on record,
Madam Chair,
Mr.
yes,
Almendras.
our chairman wrote a letter to His Excellency President Rody Duterte yesterday to put it on record, sir. And as our statement said, in deference and out of respect for His Excellency President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, we are not going to collect it po.
How about with Maynilad?
Yes, ma'am, our President, Monsito Fernandez, mentioned it in Congress yesterday. But he also reminded me to say that in 2016, when the new administration took over, because we had our decisions already prior to the new administration. And our chairman already said na willing naman ho sila talagang pag-usapan lahat. I think ang direct words niya is we want to start with a clean slate with the new administration.
Thank you. Senator Win, finally.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, First of all, I would like to, gusto ko lang ho ipagpatuloy yung binuksan ni Senator Pimentel at ni Senator Bongo. Kay Administrator, salamat. Nandito ho tayo dahil nabuksan ng ating Pangulo at nagalit siya dito sa desisyon ng arbitral ruling, no? Na pinapabayad po ang consumers ng mahigit 10.8 billion pesos. No? Ano po ang pulot dulo ng arbitration? Bakit po nagkaroon ng arbitration proceedings? Ano po yung pulot dulo ho nito?
Sir, I cannot answer for the position of those who have made the earlier filing of the arbitration, but I can only speak for the present, sir. So,
Okay lang po, dahil yung carry over naman ho to eh. Kung ano yung nangyari dati sa MWSS, dala-dala nyo rin ngayon eh. No? So ano ho yung mga kasong na hindi ho nagkakaintindihan between MWSS and the concessionaires?
sa ngayon naman po,
Hindi na pinayagan magtaas ng rates eh.
yun po yung during that time nung 2015 na nag-file yung yung concessionaires dahil po yung sa rate rebasing po, so it was regulated by the MWS then that time to not to implement po yung rates po during that time.
Bakit po? Bakit hindi?
Pero ngayon po, nag-implement po kami. We have also imposing, the regulators is also imposing, kaya po nagkaroon tayo ng deferment of the price hike o cost of water this 2018.
Pero
So,
yung arbitration, bakit ho nagkaroon ng arbitration? Ano po
kasama po yun sa provisions of the concession agreement.
Oo nga, pero may pinag-aawayan kayo eh. Correct?
Yun po, yung dahil po
ano
doon
yung pinag-aawayan?
Yun po yung hindi po na ibigay na increase.
Bakit hindi ho binigay?
Yun po yung related po yun sa tax ng concessionaire po. So,
Nakita ko sa mga news report, hindi ho binigay yung rate dahil ipinapasa po ng concessionaires yung corporate income tax sa mga consumers. May mga ibang expenses na hindi kayo tinanggap at mayroong mga capital expenditures na tingin nyo masyadong mahal at pinapasa po sa consumers. Yun po yung mga nahanap ko sa research. Ngayon, isa sa pinaka-controversial ho dyan, yung corporate income tax. Dahil po lahat ng negosyo, kung meron kang parlor, meron kang bakery, meron kang grocery, lahat ho nagbabayad ng corporate income tax. Ito lang ho ang negosyong alam ko hindi nagbabayad ng corporate income tax. And kanina ho may nagsabi si Secretary Almendras, nagbabayad ho kayo kasi hindi na ho kayo pinayagan, ipasa yon. No? But even before, hindi ho kayo nagbabayad, kaya nga hindi ho sila nag-agree.
Madam Chair, with your permission. Sir, from the time our income tax holiday expired, we have paid income taxes. We have paid income taxes, we have paid all the VATs, everything po.
Yeah, but from the onset, from the
Yes.
time nagpermahan po ng concession agreement, nagbabayad ba kayo ng corporate income tax?
Yes.
So ano
the time.
pinag-aawayan?
Hindi ho pason. Dati ho, hindi ho pason to ang, di ba ho, naglagay kami ng kapital po. Di ba? Kasi, imbis na uutang kami naglagay ng kapital. So, there is a reimbursement. Isa sa uli. So, part of the fee to pay that po is, in calculating the appropriate reimbursement, kasama po yung taxes para di ba ho, babayaran kami sa pinasok namin ng pera. And the payment comes from the collection. So to make sure that we are able to collect back all the money that we put in within that prescribed period of the 25 years, the taxes were part of the calculation. They did, hindi pinayagan, tinanggal ho nila yon. So our expenses was not duly recognized. So parang nalugi ho kami to the tune of billions, a lot more than 7 billion, sir. So, we have always paid taxes. Madam Chair, we have, from the time nag-expire yung concession ng tax holiday namin po, nagbabayad po kami ng taxes every year. Lahat po ng taxes we pay po.
Based on our research, yung corporate income tax pinapaso nyo po sa consumers. Yun po yung pinag-aawayan eh.
It's not really pinapasa ho. It's part of the formula to calculate.
Whatever the terminology.
okay po.
Pinapasa nyo ho yun, no? Paikot-ikot lang ho tayo. Pinapasa nyo ho yun, no? O, pinapasok nyo lang doon, tinatago nyo somewhere, nahuli ho kayo, pinapasok. In short, pinapasa nyo ho yun. No?
Yes, sir. It's as per agreement, as per the contract. It is part of the... Hindi po namin tinatago yon dahil nga...
Correct nga ho. Kaya nga, ito lang ang negosyo na alam ko na hindi ho nagbabayad ng corporate income tax. No? Kahit na bakery ho, kahit na salon, nagbabayad ho yan ng corporate income tax. Kaya ho tayo nag-aaway eh. Kaya ang gobyerno at ang concessionaire ho nag-aaway dahil hindi ho nga nagbabayad ng corporate income tax. Ngayon, dito po sa presentation ho ni Dr. Lazaro, dun sa rate adjustments, can we flash that? In section 9.4 of the concession agreement, nakita ko ho dito na part doon sa na kasama ho dito sa concession agreement is business taxes. No? Tama po ba?
Tama po.
Dito sa sa concession agreement, aside from the capital expenditure, pinayagan po ng concession agreement na ipasa yung business taxes.
Tama po.
Ngayon, kanina ho, Dr. Lazaro, can we flash that rate adjustment? Nasa dulo ho yan.
Sa dulo.
Binasa ko ho kasi yung
Sige pa.
makapal yung presentation. Sa dulo siya.
Sige, malayo. Sige. Faster. Kaya malapit na.
Kapal to, parang...
Lumampas na. Before. Yan.
Makikita nyo, efficiently and prudently incurred business taxes and debt service. Ngayon, nasabi nyo ho kanina na during those times, you availed services of experts, no? Accra Law, Cleary, Gottlieb Law, DOJ, OGCC, pati Presidential Legal Counsel. Sa dami po ng abogado, bakit ho nakalusot ho to? Ordinary bakery ho at ordinary salon nagbabayad ng business taxes. Ba't ho pinayagan ng mga abogado ho to?
Mabuti po. I'm very happy.
Sa dami ho ng abogado, nagtataka ko, ito simple, 2 words lang ho, pero ang impact ho nito is 10 billion to our consumers. No? 2 words lang, pero ngayon, nagkakaproblema ho tayo. Paano nakalusot tong 2 words na ito?
I'm glad ho na you mentioned yung mga abogado at saka kasi ininyero lang ho ako eh. Ang totoo, yung business taxes na makita, kasi alam ko pinag-uusapan na parang noong business taxes, as an engineer, I'm not really sure what it means. No? And I guess I can be excused for not knowing, no? Because, okay. But anyway, I don't really know kung bakit nakalusot. Siguro ho ganito ho yan eh. Meron din hong aspetong ganito eh. Sandali ho lang. Okay. Kasi ho bidding ho ito eh. In other words, nung time ho yun, ang parameter, magkano sisingilin ninyo sa tao para sa tubig. Yun ho ang bid parameter. Kaya actually ho, yung mga assumptions, malaking bagay ho yun. Pagka ho, itong business taxes is recoverable, it will lower the bid price. Ang totoo ho niyan, nung nagpabid kami, ang presyo ng tubig, 10 piso more or less. Nung nagbid, ang amin hong bidding, anong discount na bibigay ninyo? Ang nanalo ho sa East Zone, 75% yung discount. Kaya yung tubig ho sa East Zone, dati 10 piso, naging 2.50 na lang. Sa West Zone naman, ang discount 50%. Kaya yun hong 10 piso na sinisingil ng gobyerno, 5 piso na lang. Tinawag nga ho kami sa Senate. Sinabi, ang mahal-mahal pala lang sinisingil ninyo. Yung konsesyonaryo, 2.50 lang, at saka 5 piso, ang gobyerno 10 piso. So, anyway, what am I saying? In other words, if this were not there, they probably would have bidded higher. So meron din hong benepisyo yan. But you're right. Actually, I do not know the answer.
In fact, Dr. Lazaro,
Senator Gatchalian, let me just maybe put things in perspective. Every person to be consulted in a particular agreement have their own expertise to bring to the table. So maybe Dr. Lazaros is more on the engineering part, correct me if I'm wrong. So the legalities, and when it comes also to certain fees and exemptions, maybe were advised by a particular law group or an accounting firm. And maybe at that time, the reason is to make it more appealing to investors to come to the table because it's such a big investment and a big risk. Kaya, tinapon nila yung incentive na, pati yung corporate income tax, pwedeng ma-excuse. Maybe, to attract investors. At that time, remember, the country isn't in an economic situation as we are now. Now, the big question is, why did we continue to give them the same incentives when the situation has turned already to favor the what do you call this? The status, the economic status of the country. Maybe yung 2012, sino yung mga pumayag na mag-extend yan with the same incentives to them, even if fiscally the Philippines is in a healthier position. We could have negotiated for something more advantageous. So sino yon ng 2012? Sino yung dating chief ng MWSS? Natatandaan ba natin kung sino yung dating chief at kung sino yung dating chief CEO ba?
Ma'am, the extension I think was in 2009. Administrator Aliado was
the one who
administrator
signed.
then. Yes.
Administrator. So 2009 pala. Okay.
just to follow through with your chain of thought, in fact, in 2002, the Supreme Court had a ruling versus Meralco, in which case, sabi ng Supreme Court, bawal i-pass on ng corporate income tax sa mga consumers. At sabi ng Supreme Court, i-refund nyo 28 billion pesos sa ating mga consumers. Yan rin ang naging basis ng MWSS para wag payagan ang mga concessionaires ipasa. No? Kaya rin yun nagkaroon tayo ng ganitong arbitration proceedings. But my point of the matter, Madam Chair, is even ng Korte Suprema ang sabi, bawal ipasa. Pero sa dami ng abogado, na isaksak pa itong business taxes provision dito ho sa kontrata. Kaya ang nasa isip ko, baka merong last minute na nagsaksak dyan. Kasi halos wala nang binabayaran. Capital expenditures, ipapasa. Utang, ipapasa. Corporate income tax, ipapasa. Meron pa ho nga, according sa mga news report, pati pang basketball, pinapasa. Pati donation sa mga charitable organizations, pinapasa. Tapos meron pa hong overpricing ng mga capital expenditures according to your chief regulator. Hindi ho galing sa akin ho to, galing ho sa chief regulator. Kaya ho nagkaroon ng ganitong arbitration proceeding. Ngayon, my take on this to the concessionaires is, kahit nasabihin nyo hindi ho kayo public utility, pero ang negosyo nyo, parang public utility na rin. At pag public utility, kasama ho dito ang tiwala ng taong bayan. Pero dahil nga, pinasok nyo pati pang basketball, pati pang charitable events nyo, paano ho kami magkakaroon ng tiwala ho sa mga concessionaires? Parang lumalabas ho ngayon, kung makakalusot, makakalusot. Nahuli. So, inakyat ngayon sa arbitration. Yun po ang nangyari ho dito eh. Kaya ho, nakalungkot dahil binigyan ho kayo ng pribileyo mag-distribute ng tubig, pero ginagansyo nyo naman po ang publiko. Kaya ho tayo nagkaroon ng arbitration proceedings. Ngayon, sabi nga ni Senator Bongo kanina, ang magandang balita, hindi nyo nasisingilin ng 10.8 billion. Tama po ba? At yung po yung narinig ko kanina. Gusto ko lang humalaman sa ating mga concessionaires, ibig ba sabihin nito, papayag na rin kayo tanggalin itong business taxes sa concession agreement? At parte na rin ho yan ng pagtanggal ng iba pang mga onerous provisions? Kasi we need you na eh. Parang sinabi nyo na, hindi naman namin kailangan itong business taxes. Pwede nyo bang sabihin for the record, tatanggalin na rin ho ito sa kontrata? Para
Pakisagot, Mr. Estrellado.
Sir, ulitin ko lang ho rin sinabi ng presidente namin kahapon sa Kongreso. Willing ho kaming to sit down with MWSS at pag-aralan lahat ho ng terms na the government finds objectionable dito sa concession agreement, including ho yung provision sa recoverability ng taxes. Ang hinihiling lang ho namin is makababigyan pa rin ng karampatang return doon sa mga investments ng ating mga shareholders.
Problema yung return, pero let's be clear, in business taxes, yung pang basketball nyo, pang art, meron ba ako nakita mga iba-ibang mga gastusin na wala namang kinalaman. Basketball, wala namang kinalaman sa distribution ng tubig. Eh.
Tama ho. Ngayon pa lang ho, actually, dalawa yan. Kami mismo, mga donations ho, mga sports events, hindi na ho namin yan sinasali.
Nilalagay nyo kasi doon, Manila donates, pero si Juan de la Cruz nagbabayad.
Hindi ho, tinatanggal ho yan. Unang-una, 2 beses. Una kami nagtatanggal, kasi sinasubmit ho namin sa regulatory office yung expenses for recovery. So bukod doon, sila din sinasala din nila. So baka may makakita pa sila na hindi pa namin itatanggal. Nagtatanggal din ho sila.
Ang nangyari ho kasi, sir, nahuli. Nahuli ng chief regulator. Kaya nagkaroon tayo ng ganitong gulo. Yun po ang nangyari. And sinasabi ko lang, na-violate ang public trust in my view. Because binigyan kayo ng pribileyo para mag-distribute. Maybe legally hindi kayo public utility because of your concession agreement, but you're acting like a public utility. And that's what I want. Gusto ho namin malaman na yung pag-waive nyo ba, ibig sabihin tanggalin nyo rin itong business taxes. Sa akin, tingin ko dapat tanggalin. Kasi we need nyo na rin eh. Ibig sabihin, hindi nyo na rin kailangan, sumang-ayon kayo na hindi nyo kailangan.
Your Honor, on the side of Manila Water, yes, we are willing to discuss how to effectively do that po. For the record, Your Honors, we submit all our expenses to MWSS for review. Wala po kaming basketball team. We make sure po na all our expenses, even po our regulatory compliance po in the international scene, hindi po namin sinacharge. So, just on going back to the taxes po, we are more than willing to discuss. Yesterday po, Congressman Defensor suggested a formula already, and I think all the parties took note of it po. So we will, as we have said po, we are more than willing to sit down and negotiate po.
In short, for the record, from the concessionaires, open kayo na i-renegotiate from then on ang kontrata. At kasama dito yung pagtanggal nitong business taxes.
As I said, sir, since 2013, hindi na po namin pinapasa ito. Hindi na
kasi
po.
pag inayos po itong concession agreement at tinanggal to, wala na hong away, wala nang arbitration case, wala nang litigation.
Yes, sir.
Yun lang naman ang nangyari, kaya tayo nandito eh.
Yes, sir.
Senator Bato?
Just would like to go back to the former chief ng MWSS, Dr. Lazaro. Sir, hindi po niyo pwedeng gawing excuse. Number one, na ikaw ay isa lang engineer, hindi ka lawyer, kaya nalusutan ka ng mga kung ano-anong mga onerous provisions ng kontrata na yan dahil ikaw mismo ang pumirma sa kontrata. At pangalawa, sinabi mo na kanina na ina-admit mo na from the very start, wala kayong alam sa pag-craft ng kontrata, kaya nag-hire kayo ng mga consultants whom you depend solely upon sa kanila ang paggawa nitong kontrata na ito. Now, since ganun kabigat ang binigay ninyong tasking sa mga consultant na yon, would it be prudent on your self to conduct background investigation ditong sa mga consultant na ito, kung sila ba ay directly or indirectly connected to the potential and interested concessionaires? Hindi ba nyo tinignan? Dahil ganito pong sitwasyon niyan, sir. Gobyerno, nag-hire ng consultant. Itong consultant naman, konektado rin doon sa mga interested bidders dito sa maging concessions. Now, ako, ordinaryo pag-iisip lang. Itong gobyerno, kukunti lang binibigay sa akin. Consultancy fee or whatever. Itong concessionaire, malaki ang binabayad sa akin. So, kanino ako papabor kung magkakrap ako ng kontrata? Papaboran ko itong mga concessionaire. So, ibig sabihin yan, kung totoo man ito, this is hypothetical situation, kung totoo man na konektado itong mga consultant ninyo dito sa mga interested bidders sa concessions, para kayong kumuha ng bato na pinukbok sa ulo. Bakit mayroong mga ganitong mga onerous provisions na nakalusot dito sa kontrata na ito? So, sabi nga babalik naman ako sa sabi kanina ni Secretary Alvindras na wala sila magawa. Lahat ng kanilang mga actions ay dependent sa approval ng MWSS. So ngayon, nagpapasahan tayo ngayon dito ng blame. Sabihin ni Secretary Almendras, sisihin yung MWSS. Kasi lahat ng actions namin, control nila. Ikaw naman, ayaw mong sisihin sarili mo. Ikaw nagpirma sa kontrata. Sinasabi mo naman, wala akong alam dyan. Ang gumawa ng kontrata, yung mga konsultant. So, paano na walang public accountability yung mga konsultant na yun? Dahil hindi sila appointed by the government. Consultant lang nyo yun. Ikaw ang pumirma, so dapat ikaw mananagot nito. Kung whatever mess that crop up due to this onerous. Sabi na nga, si Presidente na mismo nagsabi, very onerous, very one-sided, and very disadvantageous to the government and to the consuming public, itong kontrata na ito. So, hindi ka ba nakukonsensya sa ginawa ninyo noon? Ako, sir, pardon me, mas matanda ka sa akin, pero ako lang, masyado lang akong frustrated sa pangyayaring ganito dahil taong bayan ang apektado dito. Hindi, pati ikaw apektado ka, nagbabayad ka rin ng tubig, di ba? Isipin mo, pati yung pagpipinance ba ng kwan, sabi ni Senator Gatchalian, pagpipinance ng PBA team ng basketball ng Maynilad, kasama ba yan sa binabayaran? It's very disadvantageous kung totoo yan. So, sana naman, inimbestigahan ninyo, yung mga kinuha niyong consultant, hindi ba ito pinapasok lang ng mga bidders, interested bidders, para maging favorably sa kanila itong magiging kontrata na pipirmahan ko. Dapat gano'n ang ginawa niyo, sir. Nag-background investigation kayo. Thank you.
Dr.
Mr.
Lazaro,
Madam Chairman.
your
Madam Chair.
reaction? Go ahead. Do you have, if you have to add. Dr. Lazaro, go ahead, please. Your reaction to the statement, question of General Bato, Senator.
As I told you, I am at peace. I did my job. Okay. Kasi noong 1995, inappoint ako. First of all, nakapili na ho sila ng consultant. Hindi ho ako ang...
I could choose, sir. Hindi ikaw ang pumili ng consultant. So, wala pa pala. Meron nagpili
Meron
niya,
na ho.
hindi
Nung
ikaw.
dumating ako, meron na ho.
So, sorry.
Sinong pumili po?
Palagay ko ho yung board. ng Board of Trustees ng
So bago kayo, sino po yung former chief ng MWSS?
ang administrator ho si Ruben Hernandez, namatay na ho yan. Okay? Kasi yun noon, ang chairman is the Department Secretary of DPWH. Kaya ang chairman si Secretary Vigilar at ang administrator si Ruben Hernandez. Okay? So nung dumating ako, meron ako consultant. Yun ng mga consultant ho naman, noon dumating sila, wala pa ho naman bidders. Wala pa ho.
Wala nga. I mean, wala nga. Pero dapat nag-background investigation kayo. Itong mga konsulta ito, konektado ba ito sa mga interested bidders? Dahil, ingat tayo. We are dealing with the basic commodity. Importante itong tubig.
Pasensya na ho kayo kasi hindi ko masagot eh. Kasi hindi ko alam kung paano ho pinili yung mga consultant. Nung dumating ako, meron na. Bagong-bago lang ako noon. Hindi naman ho siguro tama na questioning ko kung sino ho yung kinuha nila. Ano ho. So, parang naabutan ko na. Ano ho. Ngayon, pero sa akin ho namang, kaya nga ho nung inumpisan ko yung aking presentasyon na paano ho may batas sabi i-privatize. So basically ho, parang tinawag ako ni Presidente Ramos, alangan naman nung tumanggi ako. Saka bago ho nun, wala ho akong ano sa gobyerno. In fact, pagkatapos ho nun, wala na rin ako sa gobyerno. Yun lang ang aking trabaho sa gobyerno. Nung tapusin ko ito, tapos na ho ako. Kaya wala ho akong ibang objective kung hindi sundin lang ho yung trabahong binigay sa akin. At ang tingin ko ho noon, basically ho, I think, for me. Kasi I know that the President saying that he should hold people accountable. And I know that I signed it. And, well, I'm just hoping that's why I presented this because it's not that I don't agree. Huh? In fact, my presentation is just starting, and I would have really, kasi yung onerous na sinasabi ho, kasi ho, madali hong tingnan ngayon kasi 2019 na eh. Noong 1997, ibang-iba ho noon eh. Parang yun mga tingin ho onerous ngayon, noong 1997, iba ho kasi ang sama-sama ho ng sitwasyon eh.
Kailangan cut you short, sir. Iba noon, iba ngayon. Pero nakita mo na yung presentation ni Senator Gatchalian. Sabi nga niya, kahit na barbero, kahit na nagbibintala na kung ano-ano, nagbabayad ng corporate tax, pero nakalusot dyan sa provisions na yan na exempted sila. So, pareho pa rin. Kahit sabihin mo iba noon, iba ngayon, pareho pa rin na lugi ang gobyerno at lalong nasasadlak yung taong bayan sa kahirapan pag ganun ang ating paningin sa ganyang papahayaan natin yan.
Pasensya na ho kayo kasi ayoko naman sabihin na alam ko lahat. Hindi ko naman talaga alam lahat.
I admire you, sir. Hinahangaan kita at inamin mo na pareho tayo, honest na hindi mo alam. Pero sa akin lang talaga, since ikaw ang pumirma, talagang dapat responsable ka.
Wala akong magagawa kasi yun ang binigay na trabaho sa akin eh. Ginawa ko na ko yung trabaho ko eh.
Baka mamaya, inom ka muna ng tubig para inom ka muna ng tubig. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Senator Bongo.
Yes, one more follow-up question. Since the MWSS will Manila Water and Maynila, what's your position about the MWSS revocation of the contract extension? Will you still question it, or are you still interested to bid for the water distribution system after your contract ends in 2022?
We received the document this morning. I haven't read it yet, Madam Chair. It's actually a very big question that is being asked, everywhere right now. Our investors, our creditors, our shareholders are all asking us the same question. So I was listening po to the answer of General Salamat earlier. He said they did not, if I understood it correctly, you haven't revoked the concession?
No,
or
he
what?
said they revoked it.
You
Am I
revoked
correct?
the resolution or something? Because
Did
the
you
markets
revoke
are
the
all
concession
reacting.
agreement? Please clarify, Mr.
We
Salamat.
revoke, sir, Madam, the resolution of the previous board extending the terms of extension of the.
And if I'm not mistaken, I asked you what the legal basis is, and you simply said because it is ordered by the President.
And also in consonance with the study and findings of the DOJ.
The findings of?
The Department of Justice that has no legal basis.
That there's no legal basis for the extension.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay, so Secretary Almendras, you haven't exactly agreed with the MW or been notified by the MWSS of the revocation, am I correct?
I understand there was a letter that was received this morning, so it's very new to us po. I'm sorry I cannot react clearly because we have to study what the repercussions are because there's very significant repercussions to such an action po.
I can imagine, because if it's revoked, then all of the other commitments that were already, agreed upon will have to be rescinded. And I understand even in this contractual agreement, there are penalties for early revocation, etc. And obviously, if the government will have to follow the certain provisions, then there has to be some liability on on one party or the other. How about you, Mr. Estrellado?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, tanong din ho namin yan dahil may mga projects ho kami, dahil may mga water projects ho kami na matatapos ho 2022 or 2023. May mga utang din ho kaming lalagpas pa noong 2022 dahil ginawa ho namin yun. In fact, dahil under the concession agreement, hindi ho pwedeng mangutang ng lalagpas doon sa expiration date. Pero nung in-extend ho nila yon, nakautang na ho kami para dun sa mga projects. So ang question ho namin is, kailangan, kung ano man ho ang mangyari, kailangan may malinis na proseso dahil ho marami kaming mga commitments both in terms of capital expenditure projects saka loans ho.
So paano to? Kung na-revoke na itong agreement na to ng extension, beginning 2009 ba yan? So ibig sabihin lahat ng commitments nila that were covered by this extension, paano mangyayari nun? Kasi nagpa-advance na siguro sila ng mga gastusin in anticipation of that it will go beyond 2012. So paano
let me
kaya
read, ma'am,
yun?
yung exact word ng determination.
Sir, ano bang hinahanap ninyo?
Statement po ng MWSS.
Okay, go ahead. Ay, official statement. Okay.
Ito po yung sa MWS agrees with the Department of Justice and adopts the same position that the term extension is illegal and should be cancelled. There's no question that the term extension did not cause any downward push or downward adjustment to the tariff water rate paid by the consuming public. Instead, the term extension allegedly prevented the tariff to increase exponentially during the remaining term of the concession agreement. Notwithstanding the compliances of the concessionaires with their commitment to provide water sewerage service in their respective territories prior to the term's extension, it was renewed and extended in favor of the justification of the concessionaires instead of the paramount consideration of the rights and demands of the consuming public. So the MWS agrees with the DOJ that the concessionaires are public utilities by virtue of the nature, the services that they provide. Water and sewerage services are imbued with public interests that are necessary for public health and sanitation. However, it is unfortunate that under the terms of concession agreement, the concessionaires were identified as contractors and perform certain functions as agents for the exercise of certain rights and powers under the charter. But essentially, Madam Chair, the content of the revocation is essentially revoking the terms of extension issued by the that time of the Board of Trustees. So
Ano yan? Retroactive? Paano yan? Prospective? Retroactive? Ano?
So it's
Since
revoked
2009?
So
No.
yung kinansel lang po yung previous. So it's just revoking the
Ayun,
extension. So
From
it
2012,
seems that there's no as understanding ko po, hindi naman ako lawyer. It's my understanding it seems that there's no extension happened. So
Okay. Senator Tolentino has some. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Senator Nancy Binay. Thank you, ma'am. Senator Tolentino.
Questions, follow up. We've heard in the news reports that Manila Water, Maynilad are willing to forgo the arbitral ruling fining the government 11+ billion pesos. Have we relayed this to the High Court of Singapore? Has there been a communication concerning this o press release lang? You know.
Madam Chair, it's not to the High Court of Singapore. There's an arbitration panel.
Whatever panel.
Okay,
Kasi
so
kung press release lang yan, liable pang ma-attach yung assets ng national government. So there has to be a formal pleading filed before that arbitral court in Singapore. Whatever nomenclature that court is. Meron na ba? Legal? Wala pa.
On our part, Mr.
Wala
Chair,
pa.
we wrote a letter to the President to make sure it's documented properly and for reference also put on record at the House hearing yesterday.
So I guess if we're questioned, that can be presented as evidence that they've actually...
Yes. Kasi po, Madam Chair, kung meron na silang na-file na pleading sa Singapore, maiiwasan na po ang pagiging argabyado ng pamahalaan. Baka ma-attach po yung iba nating properties sa abroad in case na hindi i-recognize ng isang local court yung desisyon. Number 2, since you are willing to forgo, and you affirm that on record, as a follow-up to the question posed earlier by Senator Gatchalian, although I was not here, binulong lang niya sa akin, are you willing to forgo in case it is proven by tax experts that there was really a shifting of the corporate income tax burden to the consumers, which eventually led to a consumption tax? Ang figures ni Senator Gatchalian is 79 billion pesos. Are you willing to refund, reimburse the consumers in terms of rebate relative to that CIT spread out in the bills of the consumers? Can we get that straight?
Yes, sir. Actually, ho.
So yes, sir, payag kayo?
Wala ho kasi isa sa uli dahil wala ho kaming siningil na taxes sa consumers.
Pero yung lumalabas kanina, yung mga ibang mga expenditures were shouldered by, babalikan ko yung kwento na kanina na umpisa, yung mga borders ni Romina, napunta sa gastusin ng taong bayan.
Kasi ho yung regulatory office ho natin, hindi na ho nila sinusunod yung nakasulat
So
doon.
the answer is?
So wala hong taxes talaga ngayon sa tariff at wala ho kaming nakokolekta para sa taxes.
But there was a statement before, Madam Chair, there was a statement before coming from MWSS na hindi talaga nagbayad ng corporate income tax at ito ay kinarga ng pinasan ng taong bayan.
Kami ho lahat ng tax.
We'll go to that when the time comes. Siguro pakitaan ng financial records.
Sige,
yan. Pero yung tanong ko simple lang, kung sakaling mapatunayan na kinarga yung buwis sa taong bayan, pwede nyo bang isole, i-refund? Yes or no lang yan?
Kung mapatunayan ho, sige ho.
Thank you. Mr. Almendras?
Yung kinolekta, kasi wala na ho kaming kinolekta from the customer since But prior to that, we followed po the concession agreement. Kaya nga ho tayo nagpa-arbitrate to find the proper treatment for that.
Non-interference yun. The aspect ng non-interference yun. So, answer is yes or no?
I'm not at liberty to answer because I'm not a
No
lawyer
answer.
po. So
None
I'm
of the
sorry
above.
po.
Last question, Madam Chair, relative to the statement read by Administrator Salamat that apparently MWSS is conforming with the decision of DOJ that it is about time that we reinstate the original terms 2022. May 6, 2022 for Maynila Water, May 7, 2022 for Maynilad. Would that mean, I ask again Manila Water and Maynilad, would that mean, sinabi kanina ni Maynilad, that in case of losses brought about by capital expenditures of either of you, will that be charged to the government again, to MWSS, and eventually to the consuming public? Yung losses, kalimbawa, sabi mo kanina, may ginastos pa kayo dahil pan 2023, may ginastos kayo. Kung pinutol lang nga yung kontrata, bumalik dun sa 2022, yung bang mga losses na na-incur ninyo ay i-charge uli sa taong bayan pursuant to that onerous provision contained in the concession agreement? The answer again is yes or no.
Mahirap. Ako po hindi pa ako makakasagot. Kasi
Sinagot mo kanina, sinabi mo 2023. Paano naman yun? May gastos kami ng 2023. Paano naman kung panindigan nga na hanggang 2022 lang? So yung losses ninyo, that will be considered as a loss. Yung ba ay i-charge nyo sa pamahalaan and eventually sa taong bayan? Yes or no?
pag-uusapan po yata.
Pag-uusapan pa. Okay. For Manila Water?
The same, Your Honor.
Pag-uusapan. But that's all, Madam Chair.
Kasi, Senator, meron talagang provision dyan na nagsasabi rin, protection siguro sa kanila, na talagang pag meron naman silang mga naiambag na kapital, basta na-deliver na, hindi lang yung inuutang pa lang, no? Yung, kunyari, naglagay sila ng tubong ganyan, pero nakita naman talaga na nandyan yung tubo at napapakinabangan na, yun lang siguro, pero para sabihin na, umutang pa lang pero hindi pa nagagasta, I don't think that's fair at that particular point. Just to clarify.
Madam Chair, one more point. Kaya ako po nasabi yun kasi nga kung sakaling ibalik yung expiration ng contract sa 2022, ay baka mas maraming i-claim na losses dahil gumastos na kami, nag-import na kami ng mga ganito, nag-invest na kami ng ganito, thinking na hanggang 2037 kami. Ayun pala, naging 2022 uli. Baka ikarga sa atin yung gastusin sa 2023, 2024, 2025. Yun lang po yung tanong ko, Madam.
I know, it's good that you're clarifying that, Senator Tolentino. I suppose a good audit of it, should we come to that, a fair audit with an independent body should be employed to be able to evaluate the situation. Because as Senator Bongo said, the President is not averse to or does not disagree that with the private sector when it comes to what will be best for the country. In fact, have been business friendly in Davao. So I'm sure that the government shouldn't also allow undue losses, especially when it comes to capital expenses that were already delivered to the public beforehand.
Madam Chair?
Senator
I'll just have
Binay.
short questions dahil alam ko we'll be having our session soon. Well, first question ko lang ho, when the contract was extended, sino ho yung mga naging consultants and sino yung mga law firms that were engaged during that time? Nung in-extend ho natin noong 2009 and 2010.
Madam Chair, during that time po yung mga signatory for the extension of concession agreement, first, the board resolution authorizing the execution of the term.
Hindi po. Kasi dun ho sa presentation ni Dr. Lazaro, you mentioned kung sino yung mga naging consultants during that time. Nung in-extend ho natin yung kontrata with Manila Water and Maynilad, I assume na meron din ho tayong kinuhang consultants at lawyers.
Madam Chair, during that time, I cannot speak for those who are signatory, but I can mention those who are party to the signatories. So these are...
Siguro, Mr. Salam, can you just submit dun sa committee?
Opo, sige, this is the
and then can you just
same position
sign?
that I submitted to the Congress, Madam Chair.
Paki-mention na lang ho yan.
So, the board resolution authorizing the execution of a terms of extension was given by then MWS Board Secretary-designate Darlina Uy, members of the Board of Trustees during that time who voted in favor of term extension. At the time, the administrator authorized by the board to sign the extension was Administrator de Estado Jose Aliado. And the term of extension was signed by then Secretary of Finance Margarito Teves on behalf of the Republic of the Philippines. Madam Chair.
Thank you. And last question na lang ho. Alam naman ho natin na I think may pagkukulang ng ulan ngayon. In fact, yung water level ho natin sa Angat Dam, hindi pa siya normal. How are we preparing for summer ng 2020? Siguro baka si Mr. Almendras and Mr. Estrellado.
Para ho sa summer, kasi nabanggit na ho kanina ni Secretary Almendras na kahit paano mukhang tumaas naman ho yung level ng Angat Dam. So hindi ho tayo mauubusan for summer. Pero meron pa rin kami mga supplemental activities ho para madagdagan.
So Mr. Estrellado, you're saying na pagdating ng summer, hindi natin may experience yung na-experience natin netong huli na at a certain time kailangan nating mag-igib at magtabi ng tubig.
Magpapatuloy ho yung rotation. Kasi hanggang ngayon ho, dahil 40 CMS lang ang nire-release ng Angat sa amin, meron ho kaming rotational supply na nangyayari. So ang tingin ho natin, this 40 CMS, baka naman hindi na sana bumaba sa 36, dahil may worst case scenario pa ho tayo na bababa pa to 36 kung talagang wala halos kaulan-ulan. Pero ang mapapangako ho namin is during this up to 36 CMS, wala akong customer na hindi makakakuha ng tubig sa isang araw. So meron ho kaming rotational supply na ginagawa para walang mawalan ng tubig for more than 24 hours. Number one. Number two, kahit na more than 500 MLD ho yung nabawas na natatanggap namin sa Angat, meron ho kami mga activities na mababawi ho kahit paano, kahit kalahati nun. Tinaasan na ho namin yung production ng aming Laguna Lake. Naka 310 MLD na ho kami doon. Tapos may mga deep wells din kami ina-activate. Tapos may mga mobile treatment plants din ho kami na in cooperation sa NIA, mga Cavite dams ho, nag-aano kami, tawag nito. At maglalagay kami ng mobile treatment plants sa tabi ng mga Cavite dams in our concession area para makadagdag.
So parang magiging new norm na ho ngayon is itong rotational supply of water.
Well, dalawa ho. One is may Kaliwa Dam pa tayong inaantay na dapat matatapos by 2025, 26. So that should help. Yung unfortunate talaga itong napakababa ng rainfall this year.
Yung Kaliwa Dam ba nag-umpisa na? Hindi pa naman, di ba? Na meron na bang
Sir, Madam Chair, we have
free prior
issued the notice to proceed for the design and for the design
So
of the...
when will meron na ba kayong free, prior, and informed consent?
Wala po, Madam, but we have a continuing public assemblies and public hearings with
So
the...
when do you think it will commence, the construction?
Kung matapos na po, Madam Chair, yung design of the engineering design of the Chinese contractor, we will proceed for after 6 months, Madam Chair.
At ito ba'y pag ito'y natapos na, yung krisis nga sa tubig mawawala?
This is a
In
midterm...
anticipation na dadami pa yung tao, ha?
This is a midterm program, Madam Chair, kasi pag na-build po natin ang dam, it will expected to be completed by 2023, or hopefully yung dam itself will be completed by the end of the term of the President. And but the full operation of this will be dependent on the completion of the conveyance from the Quezon, yung yung Daraitan to Teresa Rizal.
So sinasabi mo, matatapos ng 2022.
2024 or 2023.
Pero 2024 and 2025, yung full
Operation
operation.
po. Opo.
Ngayon, meron pang mga iba. Yung sinasabi, yung Liban Dam, yung Wawa Dam. Yan ba, hindi na yan matutuloy?
Meron po tayong yung mga short-term program na tinitignan po. Yung sa Sumag po, kailangan natin ituloy yon kasi that will provide us addition.
Saan po?
Yung Sumag diversion project po, kailangan po natin ituloy ito para it will add 180 MLD to the Angat Dam. So ito po essential
Saan yung
to talaga.
Saan yung dam na
Sa
yun?
may umiray po ito so parte ng Quezon po, sa Quezon.
Doon din.
Doon
Quezon
din po
pa
sa
rin.
Quezon pa rin ho, sa Quezon.
Okay. Senator Bongo will just have an additional matter to discuss before we
To Chairman, Administrator, salamat. Maybe after 25 years, baka ikaw naman, just like Dr. Lazaro, kung ikaw naman po ipatawag ng mga future senators, baka yung anak ni Senator, Madam Chair, siya naman yung Senator at Madam Chair, meron ba kayong assurance na if ever magkasundo kayo muli sa extension o sino mang kumpanya, meron ba kayo assurance na walang water shortage and interruption, and can you assure that public interest will be your utmost priority sa pakikipag-usap? Kasi sabi nga ni Dr. Lazaro kanina, hindi niya alam yung mga sinong gumawa ng kontrata. Inamin naman po niyang hindi niya alam. So, my advice to Administrator, salamat. Alam niyo ba si respectable ex-Marine Commandant po ito, si General Salamat. Malaki po ang tiwala namin sa iyo, General Salamat, ni Pangulong Duterte. My advice to General Salamat, unahin natin ang interes ng ordinaryong Pilipino. Salamat, General. Salamat.
Madam Chair, siguro pandagdag lang. Mr. Salamat, are you going to engage the services of any law firms or consultants? Because parang apparently mukhang hindi magagaling yung nakukuha ng ating pamahalaan pagdating dun sa mga consultants na magbe-benefit yung mga kababayan natin. May ganong plano ho ba ngayon yung present administration ng MWSS?
If I will be given a chance, Madam Chair, I will. But of course, the Government Council of the MWSS is the OGCC. So we depend on the decision of the OGCC after the GOJ. But of course, meron din po ibang tayong tulong. Si OSG Kalida, kinausap ko na rin po. So willing din po siya to help us in the crafting of any contract that MWS will enter into.
Mr. Salamat, siguro we will request before we require you, but to keep us apprised on the steps that you're going to be taking if in fact there will be a new offering or a rebidding for a new concession agreement moving forward. Sino yung mga consultants nyo? Pakinalang submit sa amin. At ano yung mga magiging provision dun sa bago ninyong kontrata, bago ninyo pirmahan, para mas maging malinaw sa lahat.
Madam Chair, if I may, the instruction was given already to the DOJ and OSG to formulate the new concession agreement. So we will just wait for the DOJ and OSG to complete that, and then the directive, so we will just await for the directive of the DOJ or the OSG as to the inputs and participation of the MWSS.
Sige nga.
Madam
So kung ano nga meron kayo, bago ninyo i-finalize, para makaiwas tayo sa sitwasyon na ganito, isama ninyo kami dito sa pagtingin at pagkilatis nitong mga kontrata na ito.
Will comply, Madam Chair.
Okay, so...
Madam Chair, just one question lang. Kasama ho ba dun sa isang option ng MWSS or a stopgap measure is for you to take over yung pagmamanage ng water natin?
Nasa concession agreement po yun. Part of the transition plan, if ever matapos po yung concession agreement, the MWSS should be ready to assume the full responsibility of the water service. Kasama po yun sa but I believe we need to have a good transition plan before we implement that.
So may scenario ho na pwedeng ibalik sa MWSS?
Opo, kasama po yun sa after the termination of the contract o concession
And you think
agreement.
may capability naman ng MWSS to deliver that kind of service?
Sa ngayon po yung structure po, I think the structure was kasi during the privatization, sinabi po ni Dr. Lazaro, the privatization is trimmed down po yung structure and WS just to manage and manage the asset and monitor the concession agreement. So yun po yung naging role na during that time ng NWSS. But because of so many concern now, so yung structure niya hindi nagbago, but added functions was the supervision of the project management. That requires more elaborative functions of the MWSS. So nagkakaroon po ng divide. So kailangan po talaga na masiayos din po yung organization ng MWSS before MWSS can fully assume yung role na ginagampanan po ng dalawang concessionaire. But
I'm not sure I'm very comfortable with that. We've seen already how the government performed when they were, in fact, the distributors at that time. I will be a bit vocal about it. In fact, what we need is to fix future concession agreements, but I think we have to admit our limitations in government when it comes to managing things. Tingnan mo na lang yung MRT kung paano natin minamanage yan, as opposed to one that is managed by a private company. What we have to guard against is really greed on both sides, and particularly from the private sector. Moving forward, I'd like to ask, kasi Manila Water and Maynilad are the two biggest concessionaires. But you also have another one, which is Prime Water. I'd like to know if their terms of concession agreement is also the same. Are they given the same incentives by the government? Is it drafted the same way with the same wordings? Are you familiar with that?
Hindi po ko masyadong familiar, Madam Chair, doon sa Prime Water, Madam Chair.
Sa luwa sila. So, wala dito yung Prime Water ngayon? So, luwa ano yung wala sila? Natatandaan ba ninyo kung ano yung draft agreement with Prime Water, for example? Ano yung mga pwede nilang i-pass on sa customers?
Actually po, yung contract ng Prime Water is with the water districts. At saka ang knowledgeable dito, actively participating, is the OGCC. So kami po ay hindi pinapayagan ng OGCC to review. So meron silang sulat sa amin that we cannot review.
Okay. MWSS, do you have a performance analysis to evaluate the performance rather of the concession agreements? What were they able to deliver? What are they lacking?
Meron po kami yung sa regulatory office, they conduct yung every 5 years rate rebasing, then quarterly monitoring.
And so far, they've been doing well except for the last how many?
So we just monitor po yung kanilang compliances doon sa...
So far, naging compliant naman sila, di ba?
May mga
yung kulang,
may mga compliance. They catching up to doon sa mga compliances na po.
Oo, dapat talaga titignan yung performance. Now, very quickly, just to be sure and to put on record, so nung nag-extend ng contract beyond 2012, 2009 yon, si Aliado ang administrator ng MWSS? Tama po ba?
Correct po, Madam Chair.
Tapos, si Secretary Teves, yung Department of Finance.
Yeah po, signed by Secretary of Pinas.
So siguro sa susunod sila yung papatawag natin, senators, kasi ba't nila ipinasok to? Tapos, ang isa pa, Manila Water, just to clarify, when did you start sending notice to the MWSS that we need to tap other water sources? What year? As early as what year?
2003, Your Honor. We'll submit it as we mentioned.
2003? And
Yes.
who was the administrator at that time?
I don't remember. I wasn't in Manila Water yet at that time.
So, even the time of Esquivel,
Before that pa po.
and then, but then consistently.
Yes, consistently.
So, even
So
until
even the
Velasco.
records po of the, Madam Chair, one of your colleagues asked about water supply. So we were very worried that the big projects that the MWSS wanted to undertake was going to be delayed. Both concessionaires submitted proposals for interim sources. Yung kahit 100, 250 MLD lang
At least
po,
makakatulong.
habang hinihintay. So the problem po was some of those projects were also disapproved. And if you will allow me, Madam Chair, I will also answer the previous question about what are
Go
we
ahead.
doing to prepare. We are now expanding our Cardona plant. We're now doing more than 100. We're trying to extract 40 million liters per day from Marikina River in a new technology we're testing out, but which MWSS approved for, and we're also digging deep wells. I think the question here, Madam, is we were also given a permission to build a new 250 million liter facility in the East Bay of Laguna Lake, which is very critical because it needs to be finished by 2023, because even if the rains come, if the population consumption is the same, we need an additional kami lang alone, we will need additional 350, they're going to need also. So, unfortunately, we've already started in these projects. We will be discussing with MWSS how to handle this, because this will be beyond 2022. So, I mean, a lot of the midterm projects po that are supposed to give us water while waiting, habang hinihintay po natin yung malaking proyekto, are not going to finish within the original. I mean, so much as I would like to promise the committee that there is nothing to worry about, I am sorry we cannot. It will now be dependent on MWSS and the discussions on how to turn over or how to. It's as simple as that. Your Excellencies, we need 500 to 600 million liters a day of additional water. And that is a reality that's going to happen and will not wait for 2025 or 20. That we predict for. We actually have a chart that will show you that the new water sources, which we are not allowed to build, which have already been given to other parties, they need to happen at exactly the right time para lang po maabot natin yung demand.
Like what?
There are many applications po for other water sources.
Oh,
that
ba't hindi
MWSS
madaliin ng i-approve? Hindi pa ba?
Pakiulit, Madam Chair, yung
Bakit
question.
hindi pa nag-a-approve yung mga bagong water sources?
May mga in-approve
May
po,
mga
Madam
in-approve
Chair.
na, pero
but
kailan ang
we have
promised
also,
delivery?
may mga...
Can you give us an example of the ones that you approved already? And when will it commence or when will it
yung
be
katulad
completed?
po ng East Bay, na-approve na po yun. It will start, actually they are working on it already po. So,
Sino yung
sa Manila Waters po yan.
Manila
East Bay po
East Bay.
as Madam Chair, East Bay po is ours. But again,
Okay.
that's for 2023.
Madam
2023,
Chair,
2024.
siguro na-mention nyo ho kasi yung Kaliwa Dam na parang design. Di ba ang tagal-tagal na netong Kaliwa Dam, hanggang ngayon design pa rin yung pinag-uusapan. In fact, during the time of the previous administration, na-award na to eh. So I assume may design na to. Eh ngayon, design pa rin yung pinag-uusapan natin. Eh by the time matapos yung design, parang feasibility study lang yan na every change in government, there's always a new feasibility study. So I assume yung design na yan, worst case scenario, pwede isang taon yan, wala pa rin tayong design. And at the meantime, nandyan yung problema natin na kailangan pala natin ng 500, 600. Baka tapos na yung term ni Presidente, hindi pa nasisimulan itong Kaliwa Dam. And then another government may come in, another change in design na naman tayo ulit. 'Di ba? Yung vicious cycle na walang continuity, parang hindi napuputol eh. Kaya laging nagkakaroon tayo ng problema, whether sa water or electricity. And at the end of the day, ang nagsasuffer yung mga kababayan natin. Kaya parang for me, it's unacceptable na design yung iniintay natin for Kaliwa Dam.
Madam Chair, kasama po yun.
Yeah, go ahead.
Madam Chair, kasama po yun sa contract. So they are design and build. So yung 6 months na yung period will be given to the Chinese contractor to finish their design. Tapos na po yung mga feasibility study, tapos na po yung lahat. Yung design na lang po is to just to make the engineering. Hindi po ako technical, but after that, yung 6 months period na yun, they should come up with a...
Pero di ba ho PPP na dati itong Kaliwa?
Opo.
So may design na ho, I assume may design na. Bakit hindi ho tinuloy na lang yung PPP and we had to go and get another contractor for Kaliwa Dam?
I believe during that time po, yung PPP, yung pinag-usapan lang po doon is funding requirements. So, the adjustment of funding was made during that time. So, from 18 billion, naging 12.2 billion po yung sa Kaliwa Dam when we entered into a Chinese order po.
Okay, I'm sorry. So, kailan umpisahan ang Kaliwa Dam?
After, ano po, yung within 6 months po, next year, Madam Chair.
Within 6 months. Okay, Mr. Estrellado, briefly because we need to suspend.
Yes, ma'am. Yung wala pa ho yung pag matapos man yung Kaliwa Dam, kung hindi pa namin gagawin yung treatment plant sa conveyance, hindi ho siya magagamit. Ang worry ho, kasi nga ngayon, kailangan namin ng linaw tungkol sa concession dahil ho, siguradong yung conveyance at treatment plant, lalagpas na ho yan ng 2022. So, dapat ho medyo mag-align ho tayo dahil ayaw ho natin lahat mawalan ng tubig in the coming years. Kailangan ho talaga, very critical ho, magkaroon tayo ng decision dyan.
Okay, thank you.
Just to close, Administrator, kanina narinig ko that the concessionaires are willing to renegotiate. No? Ano yung timetable natin dito dahil meron naman na nakikita kong meeting of the minds. No? So anong timetable nakikita natin dito? And it affects also future plans. Kung may uncertainty na ganito, it affects many things. So ang bola actually ngayon nasa kamay na ng gobyerno.
May prepare din po kaming other submission to the President that
within
as soon as
10 days, 15 days?
Ito po, yung may,
ito na,
may
within the month.
Within the month po.
Okay. Actually, ang puntos talaga ng hearing na to ay marinig kung kailangan natin ng water regulatory agency, one regulatory agency or water agency. So I would like to request our guests here today to please submit a position paper on that, so we can take note. And I hope, I wish we had more time. So I would have called
Madam Chair,
you.
Before ka mag-close, one last point na lang. Kasi napag-uusapan lang natin yung problema ng tubig ng Metro Manila. I've gone to different provinces, whether punta ka sa Cebu, problema din ng tubig. Sino bang government agency yung pwedeng matanungan at malaman? Ano bang plano natin pagdating dun sa tubig natin sa buong bansa at hindi lang sa Metro Manila? Is it the Water Resources Board? Is it LUA?
No, it's LUA because our mandate po namin ay to deliver tubig sa kabahayan. Well, unfortunately po, in the last 3 years, we have been trying to get funds, but we could have none. Actually, for this year alone, for 2020, we were requesting for 3.9 billion. They gave us 325. So with the money that we're having, we cannot really cater to the needs of the people. Lalo na po ngayon, nakikita lang natin, Metro Manila, because there are about 17 million users dito. But nationwide, we have more than that. We have 100
But your
million.
budget is more for administrative, right? Because you have concessionaires that are actually bringing the water to the households. Am I correct?
Yung ano po namin, ang luwa po, we get funds coming from the GAA.
I know. So what is your main function? Kayo mismo
We
yung
regulate. We regulate the water district.
regulation,
yes.
pero hindi naman kayo nagtatayo ng mga infrastructure,
No,
di ba?
we do not. We give them loans.
Kayo yung nagbibigay ng loan.
We're lending them.
Hindi kaya nga kayo magbibigay ng loan eh. Dapat ang kukunin natin mga concessionaires, yung kaya nilang magpatayo na hindi na kailangan kumuha ng loan sa inyo. Kasi ibig sabihin din yung kanilang credit standing, kung hihiram pa sa inyo at hindi makakahiram sa iba, ibig sabihin hindi sila capable.
Ma'am, para lang po maliwanagan natin, we have more than 300 water districts who have 3,000 and less. Yung mga concessionaires like Maynilad, Manila Water, will not indulge their time. This is supposed to be the government share of public service.
Okay. So if you can please submit your position on the creation of a new water agency. And so for today, I think ang pinaka iniisip natin ngayon ay paano natin masisiguro na hindi titigil ang supply ng tubig. Yun ang pinakamalaking problema. At sa nakikita ko sa ngayon, talagang naging pabaya ang mga nakarang MWSS para makahanap ng bagong source. At ang ating gobyerno naman kumapit sa patalim at sumama sa magbibigay ng kontrata sa atin para ayusin ang sistema ng tubig. So siguro, pag ngayon sa renegotiation, gawin nating mabilis ang negosasyon pero maayos at makatarungan. So with that, we need to suspend this hearing for now with a continuation soon. Thank you.